going on, everybody? Welcome. Season 2, episode 2 of Let's Talk Roleplay. Um, last week, welcome back, by the way. Last week we talked about character separation. We're going to loop back and just kind of recap that a little bit. That was our topic last week. We talked about, being able to separate your characters, tips and tricks for that. It was a good time. If you guys happen to miss out on it, go back. We are on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, and iHeartRadio podcasts. So if you want to go back and take a listen to last week's episode, it can be found there or in the Discord.
It was a
Um,
lot of fun last week.
a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Sarah, how's your week been?
Good. Busy. Lots of
Busy.
different stuff going on in the city from characters.
Right? How many are you up to now?
Anna, 3.
3. Next week
That's
will be
that's it.
4.
I'm done. No, no
Done.
more.
Done.
Maybe.
Uh, So, guys, one thing I did want to talk about real quick before we get going, we kind of did a little bit of a format adjustment. Last week we took questions kind of as the show went along. The more I thought about that, because we uh, push out to other platforms and we have people that listen after the fact, I thought that it would be better to hold our questions to a specific segment. And I actually have in the Discord set up a way that you can come in and actually ask your question live on the podcast. So if you're not a member of the Discord, we'll drop a link in here at some point and we'll get you guys in here. That's how you keep track of notifications and everything as well. So if you want to be involved with the podcast, you can absolutely
There
do
you go.
that. There we go. Appreciate that link. Come on into the Discord, grab your roles, and you'll just fit right in. Trust me, it'll be a good time. So this week's topic is one that I'm kind of fond of because it's a unique topic in the role play community, and that for a number of reasons, and we'll get to that. We had a discussion about it, but we'll get there. But this week we're going to talk about relationship RP. And that, of course, we have two guests this week to accommodate that such of a topic. I'm a big fan of
2 for
both of them.
1.
Big fan of both of them. 2 for 1. It's a BOGO. Which one did we buy first, though?
It's a hard one. I don't know. Which one would that be saying one's better than the other, though?
um, I don't know. Maybe we should.
No.
Yeah. No, definitely not. The
No.
one you paid more for. All right. This is the part I need to work on my Bruce Buffer voice for. He's 41 years old from Mississippi. He's been role playing for 4 years into building PCs and firearms, camping, hunting, and fishing. Not all at the same time, of course. Favorite movie is Ladder 49. And he's widely known for his frequently using of the phrase "make it make sense." Though you might know him as Sly, let's give a warm welcome to Rick.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun.
And the crowd goes wild.
All right, and I said we
Hey,
got
guys,
a
how
That's
are
a
twofer.
y'all?
pretty good one.
Said we got a twofer.
So
A
who would go
BOGO.
good with Sly here?
Who pairs well with a side of
Who
Sly?
could it be?
I don't know.
Who could it be?
Who can it be now? All right. She's four. I'm not supposed to say that. I'm not getting my ass kicked. From Florida. She's been role playing for 4 years. She swears all she does is work and she has no hobbies. Her favorite movie is Life is Beautiful. You know her as Daisy, Mama Sass, Judge Banks, and a few others. Please welcome Gina to the podcast, who's camera shy. So we've got a nice picture of Sly and Daisy.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you. Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah,
No
welcome.
autographs, please. No autographs.
Hold the autographs. Yeah. So, we started a tradition that the guest from last week's episode will pick the guests for the next week's episode out of the pool of applications that we have, and then we sort of tailor the topic around the guests that'll be coming on. So obviously, relationship RP is a good topic for you guys. You guys have a very strong story going on, and building a family. So naturally, it was a good choice. There are many others, and for those of you that are interested, don't panic. That we'll loop back to these same topics
Mhm.
and discuss them from another angle or another way of looking at it. Um, so first and foremost, I mean, for those that don't know, you guys, if you want to kind of just give a little bit of detail about your characters, and then your story together, and then we can kind of go from there into the questions. Rick, I'll
Ladies
open the floor to you.
first.
No, Rick, go first.
Ladies first.
No, Rick, go first.
All right, I'll go first. All right,
Is
then.
this a preview to the relationship?
It's
feel like
it
it
goes a
is.
lot like this. It's like, no, you first. No, you first. It is. Hey, it is what it is. So, Sly's been a character of mine for a really long time. Not actually my first character. My first character when I was brand new to RP was much like myself. Even had my name. I didn't know any better. My friend said, "Hey, come play this." I log in. I create. He said, "You got to create a character," and I'm like, "What the hell is a character? Like, what am I doing here?" You know. So I created this character with my name and played it for a while, probably a year, until I started realizing there's like 1,000 5M servers out there or more. So I created this character I have now when I went to a city and decided I was going to be a cop. I wanted to try cop RP and see how that goes. Has a pretty cool backstory. It's, I don't know, a couple pages long. I'm not going to go into all that, but essentially, like a lot of backstories in 5M comes from a broken home, single parent kind of thing. Um, military stints and wound up being a police and then retiring for a short period of time, was sick of it, got out of it, and then now is back in police work as a commissioner. And it's, yeah, great. It's fantastic. Along the way, met this crazy pink haired lady that initially I thought was going to kill me or have people kill me because it was just kind of creepy. And I think, in fact, she was first trying to set me up with one of uh
Mermaid's
mermaids
characters.
It was
characters,
Anastasia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anastasia. And yeah, and so then it was kind of so. All right, so firstly, I don't plan role play. It's completely off the cuff, from the hip. It's platonic, right? And so we just kind of started hanging out. She showed me Daisy was showing Sly around town a whole lot, and we just started hanging out, and it just kind of evolved from there. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a whole lot of fun.
And anybody that follows my stream and my characters knows that Sly slid in and stole Daisy right out from under Arlo.
Oh, he totally did.
I didn't even know who
And
Arlo
Leon.
was.
And Leon.
And Leon.
I didn't even know who Arlo was.
Arlo was
Had
trying
no
to steal
idea.
Daisy from Leon, and meanwhile,
And then Arlo got
off,
duped.
And
Yeah,
here
off from
comes
the right
Sly.
comes this guy.
Yeah.
out of left
Totally
field.
came out of nowhere. Yeah.
To be fair,
totally.
though, it was so platonic. It was so natural. It just kind of happened. It wasn't like I said, we don't plan really anything.
The only thing that was
And
planned was like, oh, by the way, the baby's gonna be born on this day. Like that's the
yeah,
close to planning as we've gotten.
yeah, like absolutely. But
Even their
it's
pregnancies were kind of like, y- she's nauseous. Like if I
oh
wasn't
yeah,
feeling good and I was being bitchy, or I was tired or something for a week. Yep, she's pregnant again.
yeah. Here comes out the notepad. Start writing down all the symptoms. Like, for fuck's sake, what are we doing here? Let's go. Whatever.
Pickles and ice cream. That was
The
what.
first one was
Yeah,
pickles and
peanut
ice
butter.
cream. Yeah, it was green mochi from Cat Cafe. Used to go buy them by the tons.
And that was complete opposite of what Stephanie liked, because that would make her
Yeah.
puke.
Yeah.
Well, with
I can't even
Violet,
smell it.
that was with Violet. With Lily, she didn't like it, right?
no, did not.
Daisy doesn't like it. Mm-mm. But uh, my Daisy character. Daisy was my first character. She was a biker. She joined the Lost MC like 4 years ago.
Was she your absolute first character?
She was my very first character.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
Daisy
even know
was.
that.
Yeah, Daisy was my very first character, and she didn't live. I mean, she wasn't long lived because she went on to do other things to help the server, not so much to help her story. And then it was just a bad choice for her. So I ended up creating a different character who had a little bit of a southern twang, and that was my Cassie character. And I played Cassie for about a year, maybe it was on and off for about a year. And she was very sassy. They called her Sassy Cassie. She owned the nightclub and she was like a middle person for drug deals. Um and everybody came to her every because they had to, right? Because she was that middle person for the drug world
Was she
for
a mule?
marijuana. She so I'm just like a big promoter of RP, not so much like standing in circles, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to stand in the circle. I didn't want other people to stand in the circle because I wanted them to have interactions with other people. And I wanted to have interactions as well, right? And it kind of on my downtime when the server was slow, I would just go stand in a circle. But when the server was alive, we were all together and we were all RPing together and creating those stories. That's what I cared about, not so much the standing in a circle, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So but then I took a break for like a couple years, but always followed RP and loved RP. And if you guys know me, I had my own costume party business. So I used to RP as, I don't know, characters for kids' parties. So I
So
was always into doing something like that.
you ever have a
Hmm?
clown character?
I don't like clowns.
Me,
Mm-mm.
don't either.
Oh,
No, I'll punch a clown in the face.
oh, you should have never told me that.
Mm-mm.
So
I
let
That
happen
me
to know
haunted
where there's
house that
one.
we have in the city, I literally jumped. Um,
let me
yeah.
ask you something that I've. This is a question I just thought of. When Arlo first met Daisy, she had short white hair, and obviously now the
Oh.
pink is a very iconic color for
She was
Daisy.
in hiding.
Okay, I was gonna say where was the story behind that transition
So
and
she was still with the Lost and she
mm,
had the short white hair because she was that's why she didn't have ID on her that day because she
mm,
didn't want anybody to know that it was her. So she was you didn't meet Daisy, you met Sandy's Nuts,
Sandy's nuts. Yep, I remember now.
right? Sandy's Nuts is who you met. Yeah. So she was in hiding. She didn't want to get caught. She knew the cops were looking for her. So that's what she did. She went with white hair, a southern accent, and didn't dress the same, you know. It was I think she was I think she was with Green at the time, not even the Lost.
Mm.
When that happened. Yeah, hated being with Green. Hated being with But
That didn't last very long,
it
Janet.
lasted like a week.
I
And
was gonna say it
that was
was.
my whole entire record.
I don't even remember that, so it must not have been very long.
It wasn't very long, but my whole entire criminal history in that city was while she was with Green. She had no other history. Um and let's see, so then Daisy got introduced to Sly. It was kind of like, "Hey Daisy, this is Sly." And I was like, "Hey, I'm Daisy." And then
And he was
he
like,
sounded like
"Hey, I'm Sly."
yeah.
Pretty much.
And
I'm
then
Daisy. Let's go on a date.
no, it wasn't even like that. Like I
Mm-mm.
wasn't interested at all. He sounded like somebody I didn't like in the city.
Well, that sucks because
Mhm.
I've been told that I sound like Sly.
Oh, no, 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 no. Now he doesn't bother
Yeah,
me, but
there's
at the
a certain
time
individual that says that to me all the time.
Yep.
and and yeah, I just remember at the pool hall trying to hook him up with Anastasia. I was like, I'm gonna hook him up with the virgin, you know? And I was like, here's Anna, you know? I remember like having everybody come over. Doesn't he sound like so and so? They're like, oh my
That's what
God,
freaked
he
me out,
does.
y'all. I'm sitting there playing pool, and these random ass people I never seen before in my life keep walking up, and they say something to me to like make me talk to them, and they turn around and walk off. And I'm like, what is going on right now? I'm getting the hell up
Yeah,
out of
just
here.
throw him with Anna, the strange, weird man that nobody knows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I was like, I got to go.
Daisy, I mean, I like, did Daisy really like him? Not, I mean, not so much.
Nah.
but it was when we got held up at gunpoint, right? When the who was it? It was Daisy, Sly, and the Witcher.
The Witcher, yeah.
When we got held up at gunpoint, and he
I
was
miss The
so there for
Witcher.
her.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I
He was
forgot all
great.
about him.
Simon. Yeah, I talked to his wife and said hello, see how her and the baby are doing. But
Yeah, I miss him.
yeah, um, that was the moment, right? And then when she jumped out of the car,
Oh my
Rick,
God.
oh my god,
Oh my
that was
God.
the moment that she knew that he was a keeper because he
Look,
still liked her after that.
y'all, y'all look. So we're cruising northbound, headed toward Vinewood. It's during the snow time, so snow is on the ground. I'm doing like 45 in a contender, right? This heifer just bails out of the truck head first
So
and rolls across the concrete. And I was stopped. And literally my jaw was just hung open. Like I didn't know what the hell to do or what the hell to say. Like, did you just jump out of the truck?
I
It's
remember what you
crazy.
said. You ready? You
Yeah.
went, oh,
I did.
That was
I
a
was,
that was a
ooh,
good
that's,
impression.
that was
I
a
was
really
like,
good impression, wasn't
that
it?
shit hurt. Like it had to hurt.
Yep, that was a good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He was like, oh,
Just
like
mid
what the hell
conversation,
just
like no
happened?
warning at all. Just mid
Just
conversation.
jumped out. I
Just
don't.
jumped out.
I mean,
And
listen.
then
If you
he
don't want
got
to
in
talk
the
to me
snow and
anymore,
they
you ain't got to jump out of the car.
Right.
then he got up, he got on the ground with her and was like, what are you doing?
You're crazy.
Are you okay?
And that was it. And that was the beginning of their story. That was it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's an interesting beginning. That's for sure.
It was
Yeah.
it
It
was
is.
interesting for sure.
And he's just fun to RP with. So like I can't ever see Daisy and Sly breaking up or like having like getting divorced or anything.
I love all the interactions with you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Like it's
it
just
feels
so
genuine.
Because it
it's just
is.
fun. It's just so
Yeah.
fun. And we really like how long's it been? 10 months of almost every single day RPing together
Probably, yeah. I
in
think, yeah.
various cities too. Because like
Yeah.
we've said it, like this is their story and whatever it is, this is their story. I just want to continue their story until I just don't have a computer anymore. You know what I mean? Or something. Because
Yeah, everywhere we've been, we've continued our story the same. Like
we follow each
nothing is
other.
varied or whatever. We've stayed true to our story, and that's one thing that makes a backstory so important to me. Is how can you really say that you're in the progression and realistic role play if you don't have a backstory that you base your character's decisions off of, right?
100%.
Mhm.
For me, it's been really, really important to stay with that storyline, stay true to the backstory, but at the same time, let the character evolve into what happens.
Yeah, like I love creating their story.
Yeah, backstories are very, very important because I think that without those, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't know right at that very moment what your character would do. So,
Yeah.
like with Arlo and Desmond, they're stark opposites. Arlo has his military background, and there are things that trigger him to make decisions because of the shit that he's gone through in the past. So,
Absolutely.
that's incredibly important to your character development. But you were just talking about, 10 months and counting and how you don't see it ever ending. I think that's a good segue into our first point here. We open up a week prior to each episode. We open up a discussion about the upcoming topic, and it's actually brought some points forward that we can bring up that the audience would like to hear about or discuss, and you guys can give your input. But the first one that kind of jumped out at us was that relationship RP makes some people uncomfortable. Maybe they're not a social butterfly in the real world, and they're not as talkative or whatever reason. But so we started discussing reasons that might be the case that you are uncomfortable with it and ways to get around it. And your teammate is what I kept calling it, your RP teammate instead of partner. Because when you say partner, people think Oh, they must
Something
be.
else.
There's
Be in a
something
Mm.
going on in the
Yeah.
real world. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
like to use the term RP teammate.
There you
And
go. It's a good description.
obviously, I have found that with Sarah, with Des, and Steph. So, what are some ways that you guys can suggest to everybody if they want to try it, or how to get past that uncomfortable feeling? Is there anything that you guys can offer there?
You want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Well, I can say that I had an uncomfortable, and this one is just so comfortable, right? So I can differentiate. Like I know the difference between the two and what was different between the two. And that was that like Rick and I have a friendship, we have a lot in common. So like and he's just easy to talk to and whatever, right? So there's that. Another relationship RP scenario that I was in, there was none of that. Like I never felt comfortable, and it was like it was work. This is just so easy. So my first recommendation would be just like if you're going to do relationship RP, do it with someone that you actually want to spend time with, I guess, in city and actually have like that flow that it's not work. It's just easy. Cause for us, I think it's easy. It's just like this is Daisy and she's got her thing and Sly has his thing, but Gina and Rick are friends and it's just I don't know, it's just fun to play this video game together and RP together.
Right. So maybe like looking at it again as more of a teammate than a partner or a
Mhm.
partnership. It's just somebody you're playing a game with and building a story with. Rick, you got
And I
anything?
think
Oh, go ahead, Sarah. Sorry.
if you're planning or wanting to do some relationship RP with somebody, to establish those boundaries before like anything else outside of the city is really important. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
okay,
agree with that. And I think
our
initially,
characters are gonna date, but me and you are not dating. Like some people can kind of not see that and they'll kind of get their emotions mixed up. And yeah, you just have to be really, really clear from the get-go.
There has to be a broad separation there for sure, and I think it does help that if you can build an OOC friendship with somebody, and build a certain amount of trust and friendship, to be able to communicate honestly how you feel about something. So I think that that's important as well.
yeah,
What
so
you got,
definitely
Rick?
I think definitely so firstly it should be natural. If you're not comfortable to begin with in entering in that kind of RP, I don't think if you just say, "Hey, I'm going to try to do relationship RP." I don't think it's going to work for you very well. I think you first have to get comfortable in your own skin and in your own gameplay and in your own role play before you can really try to have a relationship RP type thing to where you're are hanging out with someone, you're RPing together. Because first you gotta like the same things in RP, right? Like
Mhm.
if you want to go rob banks and shoot people or whatever, then you got to find someone who not only kind of meshes with your personality, but who is also doing the same kind of gameplay that you want to do, or else you're just going to be freaking bored and you're not going to want to, to be there to RP to begin with. And then I think you have to absolutely have clear boundaries for yourself. You have to have clear boundaries for the person that you're role playing with, and just like Mermaid said, you have to communicate those things and be very clear with it and be very transparent uh, when that comes to be. But I think if anyone who's uncomfortable in that type of role play, I think they will be until they find the right person, if that
Mhm.
makes any sense. I think it's going to
Yeah.
take someone that's compatible naturally with your characters. So the two characters and their character traits are going to have to be compatible before it's not awkward. Otherwise, what is the difference in role play and in real life, right? You can't have a friendship with someone that you share no common ground with. And I think it's got to
Yeah.
be the same for role play.
Yeah, and it should make sense from a role play standpoint too. Like you should let it naturally develop through your story.
Absolutely. Yes. 100%.
Keeping it in city, establishing boundaries, and OOC trust. Those were all things that actually came up in the conversation as well. Something else that came up was not. You don't want your character to be 100% reliant on the other character. So
Mhm.
let's say, I mean, we could use a ban as an example, but if your partner got banned, or if they stopped playing altogether, something happened in the world that prevents them from playing, you don't want it so much, your character is so much attached to that other character that they can't continue to exist or weave their own
Mhm.
story.
Yeah, and that's kinda why Vicky went the way she did, because she was so reliant on her husband.
I've
Who's
been
now
there
in the
and done that
freezer.
too.
Yep. He caught another
Absolutely.
band, so he went in the freezer.
And Rick will tell you when he first joined, I felt bad because he was new to the city that we were in, and I was like, Daisy already had a life. It's like, go do things. Go hang out with them, because I've been there and done that, and I've been the person who was left cold, like left to fend for herself. And it was like I literally would go into the city 5 minutes, start crying, and then leave, because I was like, what am I supposed to do with her, Um, and that's something that I can say that if God forbid Rick said, I'm never going to play this game again, Daisy can continue on without
Hmm.
him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It would be sad, but Gina, can play this game even if Rick was not around. Do I want to? No, not at this point. You know what I mean? But like, if it happened, I'm totally okay with it. Daisy can continue to create her story.
Right. It would be sad in the fact that you lost
That
Sly,
Daisy lost
but
a husband,
right,
right?
right, 100%.
Mhm.
But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that Daisy's story ends, just like it wouldn't in the real world. So,
Hmm.
um, I think that was a good point that was brought up, and I believe Sarah actually brought that point up,
Yeah.
because
Dealt
of
with it
Vicky.
more than
Yep.
once. And
Yeah,
Bradford also, when the first time he got banned, they kept the relationship going though.
he did. Yeah.
And then he
He
came
found the
back and
ring.
then yeah. Even though he broke up with her eventually, but it was fun while it
With
At
a
dinner.
lasted.
Dear John letter.
Oh
He
well.
broke up with you with a post-it?
It adds to the story though, right?
It did.
Yeah.
We can laugh about it now,
Yeah, you gotta roll with it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then she poisoned him.
We
Now
talked
he's sharing
about,
this.
go ahead.
I was gonna say now he's sharing a shelf with her husband, with Vicky's husband.
Sharing a shelf. Wow. You cut them up in little pieces.
Mhm.
You also we talked about wanting to find somebody, and I think, Rick, you already said this, but you want to find somebody that complements and enhances the story that you already have going. You want it to, like you always say, make it make sense. You want it to make
Make it
sense.
make sense. That's right.
You want their stories to mesh, and you want to be able to complement each other and boost each other's story.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the kind of weird thing with Daisy and Sly, right? So when they met or whatever, Sly was running with another group of people who wasn't always doing things that, you know, a perfect average model citizen would be doing running the streets. And Daisy at that point had decided to not do those things and to be straight and had ambitions of being a logger, right? So then you've got the how's this going to work kind of thing, right? And so it wound up being that just through natural progression and things like that, Sly began doing less and less uh, crime, and honestly, goodness, didn't really didn't really have a desire to go do those things anymore. Just didn't. Had something else that he wanted to do, and that's just the way that it went. Um, but it's easy to go back and think and say, well, what if this would have been the case? You know, what if he'd have just kept on going and then wound up in jail a bunch of times and all this other stuff? Like, where would the story be now? You just never really know. But you never. And that's what I say. What I don't plan anything. You know, outside of a city event or something of that nature, like it's just not playing. It's just kind of what happens. Like when Sly and Daisy have arguments in the city, shit, they're arguing because they're mad as hell at each other. That's just what it is, you know.
Spur of the moment,
It's
yeah.
it is. You know,
Mhm.
it's I got snippy or she got snippy or whatever, and we're like, all right, we're doing this now. Let's fucking go. Let's. I'm down. I'm down to clown. Let's do it. So so it's just natural. It just
Mhm.
comes across natural, and I think one thing that I enjoy about Sly and Daisy's RP, or yeah, I said that right. Sly and Daisy's RP is with it being kind of
Is there
with it
another
being like
lady?
natural. No,
He said
hell no.
Sly and Daisy. Did I say
I
that
don't.
right? Did I call her by the wrong name?
No. I was refraining from saying Daisy's name, her real name.
Yeah.
But anyways, I like our RP the way it is, and just like with Mermaid and Conniption's role play, it's so natural. It's easy to role play with you guys, right? Like it's you don't have to sit and go, oh, well, what if I say this or what if I say that or whatever. You both can roll with whatever so well, and it just makes it easy to role play when you're with people that can do that. And it doesn't matter if it's if it's in a relationship or if it's in a friendship.
Mhm.
You know, you have friendships that you developed in the game with people that's in your org or whatnot. It's really important for those personalities and stuff to mesh regardless of the relationship status, to have natural platonic role play.
You know what I love
100%.
about Daisy and Sly though? Is like how honest they are no matter who's around.
Yeah, I don't
Like
care.
when they're fighting, we're fighting in front of people. We don't care. When we're loving each other, they're loving each other in front of people.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can ask a lot of Sinister guys about Des and Steph loving each other.
They don't give a fuck.
It's like
No.
it's like a true family at that point. Hey, what are you guys
We won't talk
doing?
about what kind of family it is.
Alex is the funniest. He'll just run away now.
Just runs away.
He
With
went.
the little kid.
We were at the beach a couple of nights ago getting some pictures done, and one thing led to another, and Steph and Des started getting handsy with one another as well as Bobby and Riley, and all of a sudden Alex just disappears, and later we're like,
Left his bike and everything.
where did Alex go? And
You're
Obama's
welcome for the emotes, by the way.
sitting on his bike. And we asked him where to go, and Alex ran over to the slides and was sliding down the slides by himself while he was waiting.
He
That
didn't
is
want to
That's
see.
funny.
It's that uncomfortable. It's just so funny in RP.
It is. And they've
I like
walked
it.
in on them so many times. It's usually like on purpose. Somebody sends somebody like Bobby, hey, go
Mhm.
here.
Ain't
That's
nobody got the
funny.
keys to Daisy and Sly's house.
No, but
We
hey,
just
hey,
have the
Michael.
SWAT team.
Michael, what happens when you bust in the SWAT team at the Daisy and Sly's house? What happens, Michael? Why don't you tell the group? Why don't you tell the group what happens when you kick down Sly's door?
Sly standing there in his underwear.
He was.
Standing, yeah, definitely
was.
was.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
Daisy came upstairs and freaked the fuck out.
What did he say? You get a damn mushroom stamp across the
Mushroom
forehead, goggles.
Oh my god.
It was funny. It was so funny.
It was so funny. Everybody was like, Commissioner, is everything okay here? And everybody just dies. It fell apart. It was great.
Apparently, a local called the cops on Daisy and Sly.
Oh Lord, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I want you to take this knife.
It's
funny.
It was good.
Or
It's like,
coming
no,
up
we
and
weren't
finding
fighting.
out-
We call that role play. No, not role play, foreplay. Sorry.
coming up and finding a hooker in your driveway. I don't know. Somebody dropped her off.
She just
Yeah.
she just landed there.
That was part of a whole ass other fight that was going on.
She's
That's
still
funny.
looking for that pimp, by the way.
Hey, was that not good? But
It was great.
Sly covers for Daisy so much, y'all. You just don't even know how much he covers for Daisy.
Oh.
I have a suspicion I know.
Yeah. Yeah. He covers for her all the time.
He can't. The only thing he can't cover for is her terrible driving.
No. Oh my God. If y'all notice, like Sly drives everywhere.
Yes.
And like, you know, every once in a while she gets a car out and like Sly will go with her until he goes to the hospital the second time.
The second.
Then he's like, give me the fucking keys. I'm driving. And that's the end of our driving the rest of the day.
Yeah, Des got a phone call the other day needing a tow right down the road from the Sinister shop. And we get there and Desmond's like, so what happened? And Sly's like, we were going mock Jesus.
It was crazy.
That's you know, you were talking about RPing with people that it just feels like it flows naturally. I think that ad libbing and on the fly improvisation is my absolute favorite part of RP. Is the scenes where you have no idea what you're walking into. And you know, I like to try to create scenes where everybody walks away laughing their ass off and they can't even hardly breathe. They're laughing so hard, because those are
100%.
pure and really awesome moments.
Do you remember
I
the
agree.
first couple months it hurt. It
Mhm,
hurt. I almost had a
mhm,
6-pack. Like, it
mhm.
hurt so bad. The laughing we used to do. Yeah.
We also talked about, it kind of came up, the conversation about, you know, many of us are married, and many of us that are married, we role play people that are married to other characters. So we talked about transparency with your partner. I know that I'm married in the real world. I won't divulge any information about anybody else that they don't want out there. But, you know, I think that kind of goes back to character separation too, in that you have to have 100% separation and 100% transparency with your IRL partner.
Yeah, and I'm married as well. I think that was like one of our first conversations, Conniption. Was, okay, I'm married, you're married. Let's, you know, keep it in the city.
Yep.
And I think I asked you, does your wife know that you do this or something like that?
Yeah, we did talk about that, and I think that's important. She's incredibly supportive of, you know, the role play and my streaming, and that's, you know, basically how it was explained, is it's a form of entertainment, and she's completely on board with that. So
The
I
last
think
thing
that's,
somebody needs is a angry spouse and mad over RP.
So, Sly and Daisy take a lot of pictures and stuff. So there's pictures of them doing things together, and then with the babies and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of funny because my wife's like, "Oh, is that your game wife?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Y'all have kids now?" And I'm like, "We have 2." And she's like, "Oh, wow, okay." She don't care. It's a game.
Right.
It's a game. She knows where I'm going to bed. She knows where I'm living, you know? So it's like, yeah, it's a game. She sits there and plays Monopoly Crush or some shit on her cell phone, and I play roleplay.
I explain it to my husband, like, because I play The Sims a lot. I'm like, it's like The Sims, but it's real people.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. You
You're
actually
not
get a
going,
response.
They actually say real words.
Oh man.
If anybody knows, I'm single, not ready to mingle. I'm just kind of
Not ready to
just me and
mingle.
my
Just me and my
single,
PC, baby.
just me and my son, and love the single life.
The cat. Don't forget about the cat.
I'm the cat.
Oh no, don't become a crazy cat lady, please.
I am not a crazy cat lady. Look, I didn't even
Like
remember
the
that I had a
judge.
cat. He had to remind me that I had a cat.
Like the judge.
Oh, a crazy cat.
Oh yes, I've heard stories about the judge's cats already.
Oh no.
He's made that up.
And Arlo is still a bit confused from their interaction. Like, he feels like she was hitting on him, but then everybody's like, no, she's married.
Everybody thinks that she's hitting on him.
Oh man, good times.
She's married to the old chick in the wig in the picture behind her desk.
That's funny.
What?
George Washington. It's fine.
Yeah, no, was it George Washington or one of them? That wasn't me and who was it started at? Hammerstead? Is that right? Who was that?
I
Terry
think it
Hammerstead.
was. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was no. It
Rhett.
was Rhett O'Malley.
Rhett O'Malley.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was me and him started
You and
that.
O'Malley started that. Like,
Yeah.
who's that picture behind the judge?
Yes,
And it's like
the judge is behind her desk doing things, and
her
me and
husband.
O'Malley standing over there talking shit about her, like whispering.
While she's looking through her tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. So we were, Arlo was walking out of the courthouse after he talked to the judge about joining the FBI, and Arlo, I forget who he was. I think he was Dean. He was like, I'm not entirely sure, but I think she was hitting on me. And
The
Dean's
judge
like,
is a
no,
hoot.
she's married. And Arlo's like, are you sure?
She wasn't. Trust me. She wasn't.
It made for a funny scene, though.
Yeah.
And we're talking about character separation and how to handle a relationship. RP, one of the points I have noted here is completely immerse yourself in your character, but don't lose yourself. I think there's
Correct.
a difference between immersion and completely losing yourself entirely. I don't, when I'm not in the city, to be honest, I really don't even think that much about any of my character's actions, past or future. And that's how I try to keep total separation. I try not to even really talk about my character's emotions in an OOC manner, because I think that helps keep me separated. And I've had that conversation with people before, when you start getting into having these sidebar conversations about your role play, I feel like you sort of lose that line between in city and out of city, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really easy when you I think when you do this kind of role play, it would be really easy for someone to cloud those lines and inadvertently causing issues for your character and for yourself if you mix it a lot. And like I would think like probably the most that me and Daisy ever say about role play outside of the city is, wasn't this funny? Whatever this is, like, wasn't that funny or whatever? And that's about it. We don't really talk about them arguing or any of that stuff. It's usually, did you see that shit? Wasn't that hilarious or whatever? And that's about the gist of it.
Right. Yep. No, we don't plan anything. I cannot stand playing role play. What's the point?
No, I'm not doing it.
What is the
I'm
point?
not doing it.
We do
Especially
this.
when not everybody's in on the plan.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I
Definitely
love
not
doing
doing it.
surprise stuff in city. Like, I won't tell Conniption anything at all. And then he'll be like, you caught me totally off guard.
Well, you get a
like a
genuine
birthday party.
reaction.
It makes it
Happens to me
that much
every day.
better.
Your
Happens
birthday
to me
party that
every-
wasn't for your birthday, remember?
Yeah.
The one where you
mermaid swimming.
Oh yeah, yep.
Or are you talking
Yeah.
about when you guys lit him on fire
Kind of
for
both.
his birthday? I felt so bad after, and
After
like
the fact, when he
that
said what
actually
he said, I was like,
happened.
oh shit, I shouldn't have done that.
I was like, fuck, he told me that. And I'm like, yeah, go
I
ahead,
knew
light him on
too,
fire,
Sarah.
Daisy.
I knew too. I'm so terrible.
Oops.
It was God, I don't even want to think about how long ago that was now. It was almost 20 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. That was interesting for
But
sure.
the scene
though.
was funny, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And I think maybe Sarah panicked a little bit when she remembered, like, oh shit,
Yeah,
he's been on
I
fire
think I
before.
messaged you.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, I've totally forgot. Are you okay? Like, we planned this shit out to light your ass up.
Another thing we talked about was never RP yourself. I think this is a point that I'll bring up time and time and time and time again, because when you role play yourself, there is zero separation. You're going off of the same decisions you would make, the same everything, like you're putting your emotions into it and not a fictional character. So that's a point that I always try to hammer home every single time we talk about it is, do not RP yourself. Do not do it.
Mhm.
Just don't.
Hmm.
And that too is why the backstory is important, because you need to know how your character, not you, is going to react in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Because Daisy's reactions, I'm going to say 60% of them are hers, 40% are mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm screaming in the car when we're about to get into an accident, that's all me.
Oh my God.
And that's
Yeah, a
okay.
little bit of yourself
Like,
will be in it, and
I'm a
Character
it's
very
okay.
reactive
traits,
person.
small character traits are fine. Yeah, absolutely. Like,
But
some
like,
of the things that Desmond says are me, but I'm not. Those are not my emotions. Those are just like little character traits and phrases that I say, and
Right.
like Arlo, his phrases are all from my grandfather. I took a lot of phrases from my
Right.
grandfather, old Southern sayings and stuff, and that's where those come from. So.
Hmm.
Pieces of you are
mhm.
okay, but the entire your whole this and this are not okay.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Because then when you
Let's
get into it and somebody's like, Desmond, I hate you. And then you
Oh,
go to bed at night and you're like, nobody likes me
somebody
because you're
hates
playing
me.
Mm-mm.
yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody hates
You
me.
have to
Right.
know, okay, they don't like Desmond.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Conniption, they're fine with. And that's where you got to like separate.
Right.
Correct.
And
Let's
I
it
like
do have to
is.
slide.
say that to people. Like, it's RP. It's RP.
Hmm.
It's RP. It's RP.
Well, it's like Sly is pretty much, Sly is this character that I created. And I think probably the only character trait that myself and Sly probably share is I very much have like a sheepdog mentality. And I think that's just natural of being a servant of people. So Sly has a lot of those character traits too. He's super suspicious of people. He always has been since the inception. Um, and so being a suspicious person, trusting no one, is kind of goes hand in hand with the sheepdog mentality of, okay, the ones that you do trust, the ones that are in your circle, you'll do whatever you have to for them. Those are things that me and Sly share. But outside of that, he's pretty much, yeah, he's such a better person than I am.
Shit.
Same. Same. Daisy is so sweet, and she like she's like love. No, I'm just a bitch.
Facts.
Damn.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Mm.
It got really
I'm
quiet.
not.
Ooh.
No, I'm
Only
nice.
person
I
everyone
am
hates is
nice. I do
Gage,
have a
that a
good
hole.
heart.
All right, let's see. I think next we're gonna kind of move on to a set of rapid fire questions. When I sent you guys the outline, I kind of hid these questions because I wanted you to give a frank response. So I think the first one, let's see. The first one I have jotted down here. Um, Given the similarity between RP and television and movie acting, what are some on-screen relationships that are memorable to you or your characters that you might have pulled in for inspiration from, like movie characters or something that gave you inspiration for your relationship, RP, if any, of course.
From TV.
TV, movies, notable characters in
Movies, TV.
history, anything you drew inspiration from. Ooh, I already
Can
stumped
it
them.
be like a real life relationship? Because my
Sure,
aunt and
yeah.
uncle,
Okay.
yeah, my aunt and uncle are like they're married. Gosh, it's got to be like 50 years, and
Wow.
and he still like smacks her butt when he gets home from work, and they kiss each other while she's washing dishes at the sink, and she'll have dinner ready every night when he gets home from work. It's that to me is so cute and sweet and loving. And that's I like Daisy cares about Sly. She loves him. She'd do anything for him. And that's who I would base that relationship off of. As far as movies and stuff, like I don't think I've seen any movies that have that same. Mm-mm.
And you guys, a lot of people that are in here who role play in the server with us know you guys had the Bonnie and Clyde characters. So obviously
Mhm.
you drew inspiration from Bonnie and Clyde for
Bonnie and
those two.
Clyde.
Yeah, for those from those
Mhm.
two characters. I hate that they have seemingly met their demise. I really enjoyed
I
those
know.
characters.
They
Oh,
were so fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
We are
so
too. We are
those
too.
were two characters that literally we had a conversation outside the city, and this was probably, I don't even want to say it was planned RP because it wasn't planned RP. We planned creating the characters,
Mhm.
and they had a job to do,
Not
and their
even
job
though.
do
We
what?
literally thought of it that night in the air
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in the Sandy airfield. I was like, I want to go do some crime. Let's create a Bonnie and
Well,
Clyde.
that was early on in the server. You guys were still
It
kind of
was.
testing
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Well,
No,
Mhm.
so
we
we
wanted.
did that. We
Mhm.
literally did that in hopes of going in and inadvertently teaching some
Hmm.
things that might not have been known.
Jobs.
Some
Yeah.
yeah, jobs and stuff like
Mhm.
just to kind of help get things moving, especially when a server is young, uh, and people are coming in, they don't really know what's going on. It's really easy for people to get tired of searching for stuff. Y'all already know that, and trying to figure out things. So that was kind of a way where we could go have fun, and we could bring other people along with us, and kind of hope that they picked up what was happening. Because y'all know y'all were there. Like we wasn't like, hey, do this or do that or whatever. It was kind of
Yeah.
like,
It's like
let's
We
breadcrumbs.
RP'd it out. Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah, we
breadcrumbs.
RP'd
I
it
always
out.
gave you guys breadcrumbs. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And and that way it could kind of
Except
maybe
for
help y'all a
when,
little bit.
Daisy's pulling guns out of Sly's trunk and putting them on the ground.
Like, here, I
Oh,
dropped something over there.
Oops,
or
look at
See you
that.
later.
I threw this in the garbage. Here, I
Yeah,
found a piece of cardboard in the garbage. I'm gonna go throw it over there.
but
Just like a picture on it. There you
those
go.
characters, when we made them, it was pretty much known amongst ourselves that they were not going to be around forever. They
Mhm.
were a temporary thing, a temporary kind of a solution to a problem that we didn't want to be long term. So it was like, what can we do? What can we do? Oh, well, just do Bonnie and Clyde.
Mhm.
And I think it worked out pretty well. And it was 4th season. And we all had already said, hey, at some point, there's going to be some big shootout.
Mhm.
And that's where they die.
It was just so
That's that's
soon.
I
that's where
liked how Clyde
they
was
die.
like, he didn't know technology. And it's
Oh
like, is
yeah.
he a time
Oh,
traveler? Is he just crazy? Like,
Yeah.
it was always like a mystery.
I try to keep it like as real as I could as far as try
Mhm.
to be period correct, and
Speaking of
mainly because
period,
of huh?
speaking of period,
Well,
Uh-oh.
do you remember the scene at the hospital
the
with the
scene at the
tampon
hospital.
or the maxi pad or whatever?
Oh, what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I went on the internet to see because we were, what year were we?
Oh
19.
yeah. 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 Yeah.
I was like, what's his name? Walter was talking something about maxi pads or something like that. And it
Oh
was
No,
my
like
it was
god.
1934.
speed. Speed.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he was talking about because we were talking about bullet
yeah.
holes and being shot and all this stuff and
And
of
putting a
course
tampon in it.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
and the
of course me
tampons were
being
just invented.
a paramedic and having lots of uh that type of training for battlefield care and stuff like that. Like I know the references and where he was going with them, but I was like, "What's that? What's a
Hmm.
tampon?" 'Cause, they didn't exist in
Oh
that
my
time frame.
god.
Well,
It
they
Mm-hmm.
wasn't
did.
even a
They had just
thing.
gotten invented 2 years before. So
Well,
that's
yeah,
where
but
They probably weren't widely
yeah,
utilized yet.
they were not.
no,
They were
no,
not. But I said something
no.
like Walter was talking something about tampons, whatever, blah 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 blah. But
But yeah, Bonnie
mm,
and Clyde did die off a little bit quicker than I
mhm.
expected them to, but it was just kind of like
That's
it's
the way
what it
the
was. They
RP
were
went.
well, yeah, it's the way the RP
Hmm.
went, and Bonnie and Clyde never went to jail.
No.
I
Hmm.
remember you guys saying if they get shot down, they're done.
Yeah,
Like
Bonnie
it's
Right.
a
and Clyde
We were
never
one
went to
hoping, we
and
were
jail.
done.
trying to get away. We were
Yeah,
trying. I was trying to like negotiate Like, I just want to give the money to the people.
Yeah.
Like, let us go give the money to the people and then we'll, whatever. And no, they would not let us
Fucking
leave that freaking.
fucking Juan Perez, a douchebag.
It's Juan's fault. It's
Fucking
Juan's
Only bad thing
Juan.
fault.
about only thing about that scene was he didn't get shot in the face.
Yeah. And then they thought that Bonnie shot Clyde in the ass, and it's like she would never shoot Clyde.
That was
I
the
remember when
story.
they're
That
in the
was
hospital, like stuck together.
that was the
That was
story that
weird.
Desmond
That was
got whenever
weird.
he rolled up to the hospital. Steph come out and she was like, "I heard that Bonnie shot Clyde in the ass," and Des was like, "Why
So
would Bonnie shoot Clyde?"
let me tell you where that came from. So we're in this house trailer in Stab City, and Bonnie fired the shotgun, and I immediately yelled, "Oh shit! You shot me in the ass!" So that's where that came from.
Okay, all right, that's
But
hilarious.
he actually died from
Yeah,
Anna Cortez. She killed him,
Oh,
Yeah.
it was her.
and he killed her. They exchanged fire, and
Same time.
they killed each other at the same time.
Oh, Des
Yeah.
is gonna get her.
sh-
Oh, no,
So
Meta.
she never had a chance to call it out. That she got him down. I don't even think she knew she got him down.
No, because she, yeah, it was literally like we hit the ground at the same time. It
You
was just
did.
the way it
You
went.
did. You did.
Hmm.
And then it was just Bonnie.
It's
Bonnie
just
and the
Bonnie.
shotgun.
Bonnie and
Bonnie the
Shoddy.
shotgun, and she's a terrible shot, apparently.
Yeah, she didn't kill anybody, I don't
I didn't
think.
kill anybody. I don't even think I grazed anybody. What the fuck?
Spray and pray, baby.
With a shotgun that sprays.
Don't
Right.
feel bad. I can't shoot either.
It's so bad. So bad.
Yeah.
All right. Did we go to the next question?
Yeah. Do you have any, Sarah? Do you have any characters that you've modeled your relationships? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I think you kind of know with Dozen stuff with the MC. Since I finally watched Sons of Anarchy, I kind of pulled some of it, not all of it, because some of it's bad, but a little bit of it.
That's I mean, that's kind of the same playbook that I've taken from for Dez and the MC. Is I wanted them to be a family, minus all the betrayal from Sons of Anarchy, of course. A family that supports their community and loves their community and will do anything for their community, but you damn well don't cross them. They donate to their community, they do good things for the community, and they take care of, bad people or people that cross them in the wrong way. So it's similar in a way to the way Jax and Tara were, but not similar all at the same time, right? Yeah.
They had a lot of bad shit though.
Right, yeah. I think that Des and Steph are far more loving too, and than they were with one another. Like it got to the point where Jax and Tara kind of pulled apart from one another because of all the betrayal that was going on.
Yeah. But I pull from that a little bit and how the old ladies act in the club. Because that's all new RP for me. And I'm really glad we went that route. It kind
I
of makes
love
it
it.
different.
I love it. I mean,
More authentic.
Yeah, when Desmond was first created, he was a street gang member, and this is new RP for me as well, and it's been a lot of fun, and I think that, like I said earlier today, I'm super proud of what everything's turned into. What is your most useless talent?
Useless?
Useless talent, yeah, something you can do that means fuck all.
Doesn't matter.
I can do something with my tongue.
Can you tie a
That could
cherry stem in
be
a knot?
useful
That's
though.
No, I
useful, yeah.
No. It's really useless. Like I can turn my tongue into a step. Like it'll have like a flat, a down, and then a flat.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. But see, if you had
And
a
I think
camera,
no, I think I wouldn't
our
do that on
viewers-
camera anyway. No, I would never do that on camera. So I think it's because I used to have my tongue pierced, I think. And I think that's where the muscle, I guess.
The nerve
And
damage occurred.
Nerve damage,
I don't
yeah.
know, but I can bend my tongue like that. Yeah.
Oh, she used to.
that's useless.
She
That's
used to have her
useless. Like,
tongue pierced. I know your type.
I only had it for like 3 months.
Met
Well,
you
my
once in high
oodles and
school.
noodles kept getting stuck on it, and I would like
Oodles
swallow the
and
oodles and
noodles.
noodles, and it would wrap around the thing, and then they would come back up. So I didn't like
Whoa.
that.
That's terrible.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
that's
That.
why I took it out. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mm-mm.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-mm. Not
Gage
good.
says the tongue thing is a great thing.
It's a great thing.
What
It's
Someone-
about
useless.
what about you, Sly? What's your useless talent?
Useless talent. Ugh.
That's a tough one, I know, because I'm still sitting here thinking about mine.
Me too.
And
I
I
mean,
picked the
have so many
question.
talents that I'm not good at all that could be useful. It's hard to think of one that is useful, to be honest, or useless. It's like, I don't really know. Useless
So why
talent.
did you pick
useless
these
talent.
questions?
I have no idea.
Because I could. That's why. Because it jumped out at me. Okay.
He said Gage's useless talent is telling everyone about the sirens on the radio.
Hey, that might be a useless talent. The ability to piss people off in 0.2 seconds.
There you go.
Mhm.
That's a pretty useful, and I have that way about myself sometimes.
Hmm.
But I try to be self-aware about that and not to do that too much. But sometimes, yeah, it's probably good that people like in the in-game like can't see my face like all the time. You know what I mean? Because like my face tells it, like there's no hiding it. I mean, like,
Face
what?
tells the story.
I just thought of a useless talent
Okay.
that I have.
What is it?
I can write really good in cursive, and nobody writes in cursive anymore.
I know, right?
That's
It's like
true.
hieroglyphics nowadays. They don't
Mhm.
teach it in school. And if you write
My
like that,
kids
nobody can read it.
can't read it.
I can't believe you just said it's like hieroglyphics. That's crazy. Because it literally could turn into like hieroglyphics.
It
It
really
probably
could,
It
too.
will.
really could.
It probably
Kids,
will.
kids now cannot read cursive.
My kid
They're not.
can't write in it.
They're not
No,
teaching it
mine either.
anymore.
Mm-mm.
So
Mhm.
that's a useless talent.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a good one, Sarah.
That
It is
is
a
a
good
good one, yeah.
Now your turn, Conniption.
Oh man, I still haven't even thought of one. I can
It's your
tie.
question.
I can tie a cherry stem in a knot with my tongue. That's a useless talent.
Depends on who you ask.
And it depends on who you
impressive.
ask. Yeah.
Mhm. Impressive.
Hmm. I can spit out the window without it getting on the truck.
That's
There you go.
impressive though.
Mhm.
Like that takes practice.
Yeah, you got to
long
launch it with your
reach.
tongue.
I
Yeah.
used to have spitting contests when I was like 17, 18 years old. I can't spit for shit now.
He can breathe through his ears. That is
became-
also not a useless talent.
I
Breathe
became a
through
non-spitter as I got older.
Han
Oh my
says it's
God.
still taught. No, it's not. Not in America anyway, and not where I'm from. They don't.
Oh,
They don't
man.
teach cursive
Maybe-
anymore.
So
Maybe
you
in
don't
Canada,
spit
eh?
anymore, Gina?
I just I became a non-spitter as I got
I-
older.
Totally just ignored the hell out of that.
I did too. I just. Yep.
Somehow
You
I knew
swallowed
Sarah was
it
going to pick that up though. Somehow I knew she was going to pick that up.
Okay, next topic.
Now we see why slide watering.
gosh.
All right. Night owl or morning bird?
Night owl. 100%.
Night owl. I don't know. Sometimes I
100%.
like being a morning bird though.
Mm.
Mm-mm. Gina,
I wish I never even seen the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're definitely a night owl too.
Me? Oh yeah, always been.
Yep. Fuck the morning.
I used
My
to be a
best-
morning bird before I got
My
into
best work is in the middle of the night.
Nope, I don't like morning, and it's so much so that like a lot of times when I would get to work and somebody would be like, "Good morning," I'd be like, "How the fuck do you know it's good?" or I'd say, "There's no such thing," like because I
No
despise
such thing.
mornings. Hate them.
Me too.
Favorite actor or actress?
I don't have any of those.
What? You gotta have it.
I
Come
never
on.
Probably
had. I don't idolize anybody.
No, no,
I've
no.
just
I
never
mean,
been
Johnny Depp.
that.
no.
No.
Let's not say idolize. Let's say somebody that whose movies you thoroughly enjoy, or you go out of your way to watch their movies. Anybody?
Johnny Depp.
So
Johnny Depp.
I like Kevin James
Okay.
and Jennifer Aniston.
Oh man, that's
Ooh,
my
those are
Adam
celebrity
good ones.
Sandler.
crush. Adam Sandler. That's that's funny.
Adam
That's
Sandler
that's my
movies.
wife's celebrity crush. Is Adam Sandler. She has a hall pass for him. So Adam Sandler, if you hear this, you better stay the fuck away from my wife.
So male would be Adam Sandler, female would be Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock's great too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the female I would choose.
Jennifer Aniston is a
It's a
good
hard
one.
one.
That's a big celebrity crush of mine. Has been since Friends.
Oh yeah.
And
she's a
yeah,
hottie.
Dean says she never ages. She doesn't. She really don't. I
She
swear.
doesn't.
She has not, but she also has no kids. So
That is also true. I think male. I'm gonna go out on a different direction. I'm gonna say Denzel Washington. I'm a huge Denzel Washington fan. I love his movies, and I think that he is underrated as a villain. I think he was incredible in Training Day as a villain, and I really wish he would have explored that more. But for some reason, he didn't. He's always played the good guy.
I know who my female person is. I can't think of her name. She played Harley Quinn and Barbie.
Oh, that's
what's her name?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love her.
She's another great female actress. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm
she also
surgical
played
with
in
this bitch.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
Wolf of Wall Street was a great movie.
Yeah,
Good
it was.
movie. Yeah.
Shutter
I ain't
Island.
fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving.
Shutter Island with him too. I think Leo DiCaprio is a phenomenal actor.
He's
too.
underrated. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, like oddly enough, I enjoy watching Dwayne Johnson movies. Like typically, The Rock. So typically, when people go from like wrestling or something like that to like movies, it's kind of cheesy and corny, and you can't really get past the fact that you saw him, hold somebody over their head and slam them through a fake piece of wood on the ground or whatever. But like, he is for me, he's actually like, I don't know, he's probably one of my favorite male actors. He's really good.
You know, I gotta say one that's come out of the woodworks and kind of surprised me, and it's along the same lines as The Rock, is John Cena. I think he is absolutely hilarious in comedy movies. Cock Blockers was a funny one. He's stupid funny, and I think it's just because he looks so big and burly, and you wouldn't expect him. You wouldn't expect. Did you say good?
Yeah.
How do you know? Because you can't see him. You can't see him. How do you know?
Well, he always plays like the stupid pretty boy, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
What was that one with Sandra Bullock when she was like a book writer? I can't remember the name of that movie.
Oh.
That was a good one too. He was in.
Yeah.
I think it was him. It's funny.
I think
Gabe said Gerard Butler. I like him. I haven't seen any of his movies in a long time. Though.
He hasn't done the last one he did was the one where he went crazy. He was like a road rage driver. I can't remember what it was called. I don't think it did very well in the theaters.
No.
All right, let's see. If you could travel the world for free, where would you go first?
Italy.
Greece.
Didn't we already do this question last week?
Listen. No,
last week was 5 places.
Look, Gina knows. My co-host doesn't know, guys.
He says, Gina, say Canada. I ain't going to Canada.
No, if I gotta
ain't
go
got
that
nothing
much
I
trouble
want
to
to
get into
see
a
in
country,
Canada.
it's not going to be Canada.
All right, so we got Italy, Greece. I think Sarah's was what? Germany was your first one?
Yeah,
was
Germany.
Her first one was Germany.
Germany.
And Paris.
Paris. I think my first place I would go would be either Ireland or Scotland. Either one of those two.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to go to Ireland too. That'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Not Greenland because there's ice on.
There's too much ice. Yeah, there's Greenland is icy.
That
Iceland is green.
Me.
It's
They
just
do that just to be annoying.
It's the opposite. Just think. Well, listen. If we just hold on, global warming will take care of it, and Greenland will be green, and Iceland will be ice. Or
okay, then.
or Waterworld.
That's another good movie.
I
That
haven't
was
seen
a
that
good
one in a long
movie.
time. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, big Kevin Costner fan. That's a good
Oh,
one. I freaking love Kevin Costner.
Underworld, was that it? With that, who's the chick from Underworld? She's
Kate
hot.
Beckinsale.
She's hot.
Kate Beckinsale. Yep. Want
Yep.
to touch the hiney.
Mhm. So hot.
So
Mhm.
hot. Oh, this one.
Oh,
All right, this is a good one. Hold on, I got to make sure before I ask this one that I'm not gonna like incriminate
Yeah, I
myself
better
here.
check too. We'll just go
Yeah.
to the next one.
All right, let's see here.
Jake said he would drink Kate Beckinsale's bathwater. That's why I don't want to go to Canada.
Yeah. What
I can't
was
see mine. Like,
I was just trying to find mine too. Why can I not see it?
I don't know. Maybe we should just skip that one.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that one anyway. It could be incriminating. It was just for
Yeah.
everybody that's listening. It was your last Google search, but you're in luck. I can't figure out how to find it, so we're gonna skip that one. Last impulse buy. Last thing you bought that you didn't really need, and I think we're probably watching Sly through his.
New webcam for sure. Last impulse buy, new webcam. 100%.
Buy?
A purse.
I
that
can't
was
say I didn't need
way
it
too
though, because
much.
my other one was screwed up. But yeah,
It was the Little Mermaid purse. It
Little
was like
Mermaid purse.
$85.
Wow.
$85.
Uh-huh.
Must have came
Damn,
from a
I'd have
Disney
made you
store.
one for 50.
No, it's that what the fuck's the brand? I can't
You're gonna make
remember.
me open up Amazon.
I buy all of them. They're like little backpacks.
I make lots of impulse buys.
Oh, I do too.
Lots and lots of impulse buys.
I think that most of mine revolve around my stream and the podcast now. Like my last impulse buy would have to be my metal mouse pad, because I sat here for 8 hours on stream one night and my palm was so sweaty. I was like, how can I remedy this? So I got a metal mouse pad. And
Palms are
it
sweaty,
is
mom's spaghetti.
fantastic. Palms are sweaty.
I've never
Mom's
heard of
spaghetti.
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll just say
go ahead.
the last two things I bought was an NVMe and an HDD. And before that was May, and I bought those diamond painting by numbers. And that was it.
Well, that's boring.
Isn't it boring? I don't spend money on myself.
I still have those paper clips. And I've
You
yet to
do?
use them.
Yeah. See, I buy stuff for other people. I don't buy for myself.
Yeah, for me, it's usually computer parts, gun parts, or Jeep parts. One of the three things.
See, I'm
Yeah.
really, really cheap. Unless if it's anything mermaid or Disney, I usually just buy it, regardless of price. Anything
know what,
else,
though?
I'm
You
like,
could-
it's too much.
You could almost look at that stuff like an investment, because at some point it's going to be worth more than what you paid for it.
Kids were having buttered toast
true.
this week because I bought a purse.
Ramen
Rice.
noodles.
Ramen
It was
noodles
a
and
Rice.
collector's edition one, right?
understand.
Uh,
All right. What about, let's see, what was one of your favorite television shows that you've been binge watched? Your favorite television show to binge watch?
That I've watched more than once.
Let's say, well, no,
The Vampire.
let's say you watched the show and it was so good that you just kept on and on and on and on, and you couldn't bring yourself to change it. You couldn't wait to see what happened next, so you just watched the shit out of it for a week straight.
Yellowstone.
It's a good one. That's a good show. Damn good show.
I still got to watch the last season. I kind of lost interest in it for some reason, but
Oh,
yeah, I watched the first 4 seasons or first 3 seasons like over about a 4-day span of time.
You got to catch up. All I gotta say is Beth is a bad bitch.
Oh yeah,
I like Beth.
Yeah, Beth is a bad bitch, and she's a redhead.
See, I got
She
really
is.
into Sons of Anarchy until somebody died, and then I would take like a week off every time.
Spoiler alert: somebody
I
dies.
watched I watched a little bit of Sons for a while, but I just kind of I don't know.
I think
So,
that was one you either loved or hated.
well, for me, like any show that winds up being like too much drama, like where it just seems like it's not even a possibility,
A little far
like I just
fetched.
kind of yeah, when it gets far fetched, I just kind of lose interest. And a lot of the things in Sons of Anarchy for me was far fetched, even though it might have been something that was plausible. But in my mind, I was
Mhm.
like, whatever, no way.
No
Another good
way.
one was The Vampire Diaries. I've watched that like 5 times all the way through.
I can openly admit that I've seen probably 4 seasons of that show, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. And you
Good
know what?
show.
The funny thing is, the only reason I started watching it was when I read that news article about the actresses on the overpass in Atlanta flashing everybody.
Boobies.
Who doesn't love them?
If
I
I
have
had
no
to go
idea.
for a drama that I can't wait to watch the next week, it would have to be The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
I knew you was gonna say that
Oh,
100%.
I cannot get into the Real Housewife ones.
That's okay. All right.
I've tried.
That's my drama. And then I'm not into like I used to watch oh my god, I can't even think of it anymore. Lincoln. His real name was Lincoln. The zombie show Walking Dead. I used to watch Walking Dead and like had to watch it. Sopranos I used to have to watch. And but now like if I have to binge something, my go-to is like Schitt's Creek and Drop Dead Diva. And that's it. Yeah, I'm not into it.
Schitt's Creek. I heard that was a good one. I haven't watched it.
It's funny.
I think mine, one that I binged the hell out of and I watched it in no time, was Breaking Bad, because I didn't watch it when it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I didn't watch it when it was relevant,
Yes.
and I went back and I watched it, and
Yes.
I probably watched that entire series in like 2 days because I was so
Mm-hmm.
hooked. That was a really good show, and I was super pissed off at the ending, as was everybody.
I'm so mad. I so mad.
Oh, that reminds me of another one. It's not Breaking Bad, but it's similar. It was
Better
about a
Call
family.
Saul.
It was about a family, and the guy, his wife left him, and he had all these kids, and then like
Shameless.
Shameless. Oh my god, I used to love
Shameless.
Shameless.
Yeah.
Shameless is a fucking train wreck, but it's so funny. Up until
It's so addicting.
the
So
last
addicting.
couple of seasons, I think the girl that played Fiona started directing them. The director walked away, and the show changed, and I didn't like it as much. But yeah, the first 4 or 5 seasons, man, it was a train wreck.
Oh my god. She just said the Shameless house is 20 minutes for me.
And
That's where
Shameless is actually a reboot or an American remake of a British television
British
show.
show.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yep.
All right, let's
The
see.
more you know.
Do you think that understanding is more important than trust?
Mm,
That's a deep one.
No.
Mhm.
mm-mm. I think with trust comes understanding, but no.
Sarah?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Trust
so.
is more important than
Yeah,
understanding.
I don't think so, and I agree. I think that understanding comes with trust. It's a byproduct.
I think if you have understanding and no trust, then you're just gonna be a fool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just basically making excuses for him at that point.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, if given the chance, what advice would you give your 10-year-old self?
That's a tough one.
What advice would I give my 10-year-old self? Take the chance.
It's a good one.
This is
Take.
going to make you sad.
Uh
You're going to
oh.
think I'm crazy.
Uh oh.
But mine would be when you hear the voice, listen to it.
It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I would say to my 10-year-old self.
Don't
I
watch The Little Mermaid.
you'll
Should
be
I?
you'll be addicted
Save you thousands of dollars in purses and bags.
and prevent your children from eating dry rice.
I don't have a problem, okay? It's fine.
She's still in denial.
Nope.
She's not ready for help.
I
I don't need
I think if I could give my 10-year-old self advice, it would revolve around being smarter with money and making better decisions financially. I think that if I had made better financial decisions, I might be in a better position in life.
But
I
you
know
might not be the person you are today.
that is also true. That is also true. So that's kind of a loaded question, right? Like if you,
Yeah.
of course, if you go back to your 10-year-old self, you're going to tell every mistake you think about, you're going to say, don't do this.
Sure.
But in
But I
reality,
feel
those
like
choices make us who we are.
That's right.
everything
I
happens
agree.
for a reason.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, Daisy.
Mhm.
It was fate.
It's fate.
Fate.
Fight.
That's what Sly always tells Daisy. How they ended up together. It was fate.
It's fate. It's fate.
It's
All
kind of how
right.
Des and Steph are too.
Yeah, I think
Everything kind of fell into place.
that's my favorite part
It was the
about
crack.
their. It was the crack. Um, Everything just fell into place, and I think that's my favorite part about their story is that was again completely and totally unplanned, and it just rolled naturally, and it turns out that they are two very similar characters and two very different characters all at the same time. They
You
share
know
a
how
lot
you can
of
kind of
commonality.
you know how you can kind of tell when something, especially so like in role play, right? For me, I can kind of tell when something is platonic or whatever when everybody is shocked by it. Like when it's completely unexpected, it's like you didn't even think it was a possibility or it wasn't plausible, and something plays out a certain kind of way, then it's like, okay, that was not planned. That's just kind of how it happens, you know?
Right.
The predictable to me is often when
Hmm.
you look at it, you go,
I saw that coming.
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's just boring.
yeah, totally.
Do you
Can we?
believe in second chances? And this
No.
is we'll look at this as a generic question. We're not talking about anything specific like infidelity or something. Just a generic second chance question.
No, I do.
Yeah, I think second chances. I think I think giving someone a second chance and confirming what you thought or what you knew is better than maybe missing out on an opportunity that could have been great because you didn't give grace and mercy where it was needed.
That's good. That's good. Sarah,
I do believe in second chances.
I
Unless it's like something really, really, really bad, then no.
so that's what I was gonna say. I think that I do believe in second chances. I think there's only I don't believe in second chances when it comes to infidelity. I'm harsh in that aspect. I think if you make a commitment to
Mm-mm.
somebody, especially in marriage, then there's no reason, there's no excuse. You knew what those vows meant. You knew what you were signing up for, so there's no excuse.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think what matters of the heart is where you kind of have to draw that line. Just because, like, how do you get by something like that? How do you overcome it to actually be able to have a trusting? Goes back to the trust thing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get past it to be able to have a trusting, healthy relationship at that point?
But like if somebody is addicted to drugs, they get clean, then I'm like, yeah, they deserve a second chance. So I guess it just depends on the situation. of the second
Right.
chance and what you're talking about.
And see, I'm kind of jaded in that in itself for other reasons, but yeah, I totally get it.
All right, let's see here. Pets. Yes, no. How many? What you got?
Mm-hmm. I have a 120-pound Cane Corso.
Holy
Who's
moly.
Oh,
yeah,
what?
he's 18 months old.
Damn.
He's my boy. He's my boy. And then we have 2 cats. One of which I inherited when I got married, and the other which we rescued from the engine compartment of a Nissan car.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we get
Yeah.
that a lot around here too. When it gets cold, we get cats in our engine bays and stuff. Like I'm always paranoid because I have a remote start on my truck. So it's got to the point in the wintertime where I'll honk my horn like 12 times before I start the truck. I'm sure my neighbors hate me.
It's cheaper than replacing a fan blade.
Yeah. Yeah. And explaining to the kids what the mess on the driveway is.
Oh, jeez.
For sure, for
I
sure.
just had a flashback to my childhood. So we had a big tractor
Oh,
and
no.
cats, and they were sleeping in the tractor. And yeah, you can imagine what happened to that poor cat.
Yeah. Oh, no. Mm.
I saw the same thing happen with
Yeah.
a push mower one time.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's bad.
Mm-mm. I have a cat.
It was bad.
Oof, gosh, that hurts thinking about it. You have what, a cat?
Mhm.
One cat?
I have a cat that I got from a shelter. I guess adopted? Is that like what you do? I've never done that
Mhm.
before. So
Yeah.
did I
Yeah.
adopt her from a shelter?
Mm-hmm.
Or
And
you
she was
adopted or stole her, one of the
you
two.
No, I didn't steal her. I paid money for her. She's chipped and everything.
You could also look at it
Nice.
as you saved her. I think that's the way I look
I
at a lot of
saved her.
rescues. Yeah.
Yeah, you saved her.
She came with fleas and everything. I freaking
Most of them do. Yes.
Those are bonus
son of a
pets.
bitch.
Those
Yeah,
are
Never
those are
bonus
dealt with
pets.
fleas before.
bonus pets.
Those are
Damn
bonus
it.
pets.
Yeah, threw out my rug, threw out everything. I threw out everything.
Oh wow.
I've had her for it's gonna be 2 years. I got her for my son for Christmas, and she was a year old, so she'll be 3 in December. December 13th is her birthday. But her name's Addison. We call her Addie. I was gonna change her name, but I couldn't think of anything, so I just kept her as Addie. And she answers to it now, so
Addie.
she just meowed at me. She heard me say her name.
She's like, what?
I think she's hungry.
Feed me. Sarah,
Mermaid has a dog behind her.
we
She's
see your
not licking
dog
her
back there.
butt no more.
At least she's not
Not
licking
licking
her
her
ass.
hoo-ha anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard she's Trixie. She's like 4 now. We rescued her. She's in a really bad house. They like kept her in a cage 24/7. She's just a little baby when we got her.
Mm.
Then the cat, I don't know where he is. I'm sure some of you have seen pictures of him. I put it in Discord. He looks like that all the time.
Get a pissed off look.
All the time. He's planning my murder.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pets. 2 of them are, 100-pound teenagers. They're the messiest of my pets. But no, I have 2 dogs. I have a boxer. She is 11. I've had her since she was a puppy. I have a pit bull. He was a rescue and probably the sweetest dog I've ever had. Super appreciative and grateful for rescuing him. He was on death's doorstep when we got him. We rescued an English bulldog, and unfortunately, he passed earlier this year. So we're kind of looking to pick up another one. We like to grab rescues when we can.
Yeah.
There's so many out there
The
that
best
need
way.
homes.
Nice.
Have you ever been skydiving?
Nope.
Nope. That's 4 solid
Nope.
no's. Listen, I'm not gonna jump out of a perfectly good airplane. The only way you're getting me skydiving is if you set the damn plane on fire and tell me that's the only way safely down.
Look, there's only one condition I would go skydiving, and that would literally be a bucket list thing with an expiration. That would be the only
Right.
time that I'm going skydiving.
My
You've got just
sister,
amount of time to live.
my sister went skydiving and she's a paraplegic and she gave me so much shit about it. She's like, if I can do it, why can't you? She's
Oh,
like, go
wow.
with me. No, I'm not doing it. I don't care. She tried to guilt me into going though.
Wow.
Like, nope, not
I
doing
will parachute. Look, Sly will parachute. He loves it. Sly loves parachuting. He'll jump off the damn roofs and shit. Like, he will go parachuting.
Rick does not.
No.
it. I
No.
always RP that Stephanie's really, really scared of heights.
I don't
I always
personally.
have.
I don't like heights. I do not like heights. It's weird. So I used to work for almost 20 years. I worked for a sign company, and we had bucket trucks, and we'd go up in the air and work on signs sometimes, and that doesn't bother me because I'm surrounded and I know I'm secure. That doesn't really bother me. But now if I'm up on let's say I'm up on a rooftop or a scaffolding, and I don't know. It's like I get tunnel vision and freak out. Can't do
I
it.
always get intrusive thoughts to jump. And it's scary. I don't know why.
And I'm scared of heights too. I think God made me 5 feet tall for a reason. I don't like heights. Do not like heights.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes and no. I don't know. I've never actually seen a ghost, but I do
Not
feel
like a
like
ghost,
they're
like in a
here.
sheet.
Yeah, I've never seen like Casper, but
No.
like I've felt the presence of something other than myself. Like, I guess I can say it like that.
I have, this is a good one because my wife is completely, she refuses to believe that it's even a possibility. But I have seen things, and I could tell you some stories that, most people would probably tell me I was crazy, but I've seen things fly across the room. I've seen doors open. My grandfather's house, in my grandfather's house, you used to hear a piano playing in the basement, and there's no piano in the basement. So I have experienced plenty of things because my mother was very into the paranormal, and she loved researching paranormal and stuff like that. So yeah, I've seen a lot of things that I have no doubt they exist, no doubt whatsoever.
I too have had experiences, and that was before I believed in the paranormal. So
I
it was
think-
really freaky for me.
I think you and I actually talked about that at one point.
Yeah.
Your experiences, yeah. I've got some crazy ones, and I'll save them for another conversation because like I said,
Yeah.
I've seen some shit.
Yeah. Yep.
See, my house, if you go in the basement, you always hear footsteps in the main floor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just always been like this ever since we lived here. So we all just kind of ignore it by now.
Yeah, and you live in an older house, right? So it's probably been
Built
owned
in
previously, and
1910, I think it was built.
yeah, I
It's pretty
absolutely
old.
believe 100%. Lights going on
It's
and
never
off.
felt like bad though. Like that it's not a bad person here.
So this next round of questions, I think I decided let's answer these in character. I think this would be a cool little exercise, and it kind of delves into your character a little bit more too.
Which
So
character?
let's say just because everybody knows you as Sly and Daisy, let's just go with your mains. So let's see. Favorite spot in the city to see the sunset?
Top of Maze Bank.
Oh, that's a good one. I've never been up there actually. Bucket list.
Great. Great.
Any place with Sly.
Oh.
That's what Daisy
We have
would say.
traveled so many places on the map just at like sunset or sunrise just to go check it out. We're pretty, so in both of our houses, like my house, Sly's house that he had previous to Daisy, and then Daisy's house, which is Sly and Daisy's main house. Both have impeccable views. So anytime that we're at either one of those, like it's phenomenal. Like we can be inside the kitchen at our 508 house talking, and the sun or something to be, coming down or coming up or whatever, and Sly will just like levitate to the deck to just see it. And I'm just like, just look at that. That's just so nice. But yeah, definitely Maze Bank. You should go up there. It's amazing.
I'll definitely check that out.
What about you guys? Desmond and
Probably
Stephanie.
the beach house is my favorite.
Oh yeah, those are really good from the beach house.
Yeah.
The it's not too bad from the cocaine fields either.
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
True.
It's a good high point.
Yeah.
Daisy doesn't even know where the cocaine fields are.
Rick does.
Gina don't. I have
Right.
no idea where any of the drug stuff is.
Well, and the
Josh
house
does,
that we
Desmond does, and
Mhm.
Arlo does. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
oh
In
shit.
trouble.
Yeah, the house that we have on the Great Ocean side, that's what I like the sunsets there, which is the same one that y'all get.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
Mhm.
nice. They're nice.
Yeah, we used to stop on the highway and just pull over and sit on top of the truck
Yeah.
in the other city.
At one point, we made it a point almost nightly to go find the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hate our RP has become very busy lately, so some of our
Mhm.
traditions
Yeah.
that we used to keep have fallen by the wayside. But it is what it is. Desmond and Steph are very busy people, and I think that adds to their story.
Like a true
So-
married couple.
Totally
You
get it.
become so enwrapped in life that you forget about,
Mhm.
stuff
The
you
small
used to
things. The
Yep.
small
Yeah.
things.
do. Yeah.
We
Yeah, for
still
sure.
make it work though.
Oh
Sneak little
yeah,
things in here and there.
yeah.
That'll work.
Long drives or at home dates, and these are still in character. So long drives or at home dates.
Long drives.
Yeah, I would agree. Sly and Daisy will ride around, just getting on a bike or getting a car, truck, or whatever, and just go ride. Not going anywhere, just cruising, talking, listening to music, singing songs, just having a good time.
I'd say at home,
Mm.
which they've actually done quite a bit.
Yeah, they have. I think I enjoy both, but if I'm being honest, I think the long drives I like better because I feel like they converse more when they're out riding, especially if they're out on the bike. They chat about what's going on, and I feel like they talk a little bit more. When we're at home, most of the time we're going to bed. Like Des and Steph are going to bed, and it's they recap what the day brought and what they have to do, and it seems more like. I hate it, but it seems a little bit more like business when they're going to sleep. They're discussing their agenda for the next day. So I think
That is true.
their bike rides they relax a little bit and they talk more personal things.
Yeah, and I think it's the same for Sly and Daisy as well. They both they're both really busy in the city for one reason or another, whatever the case may be. So, there's times when I'll just be like, I'm gonna throw this phone out the damn window and, just gonna go chill and sometimes, we may go kayaking or go fishing, which we hadn't done in a while. We go hunting a good bit and that kind of thing. And sometimes it's just to get away for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just to separate yourself from the madness of the day and what's going on and just have some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
I like it.
I guess we're similar in that sense that you guys are always busy, like
Mhm.
how we're always busy now, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, between the businesses and the org, and it's we try to help all of our members. We try to help them at their businesses. So it's they're always busy, always running somewhere.
Always
And
bleeding out people. And
it's
ah,
allegedly,
allegedly.
allegedly. It's listen. It's what? How many so far? It's only been
Four.
three.
Three.
Four?
Three.
That's
Was
not
it
that
four?
many.
No, wait.
Well, 3, right?
Well,
No.
Zane was never bled out. He hasn't been back.
Yeah.
So Zane was never bled out. There was Terry. He was bled out.
Yeah. Ryan's brother or
Jackson was
something,
bled
right?
out and moved away. And recently we had Graham. So I guess it is
There you
4.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
B-days like that.
4 in 4 months. Yay.
All right, we got to cut that in half now. Come on. What is your favorite quality about your partner?
Daisy would say that he is a good problem solver. That's what she would say. He just knows the right thing to do.
So for Sly, it would probably. Sly enjoys Daisy's reaction to things, the way that she reacts. Sometimes he enjoys the way that she's real in her reactions when things happen or whatever, and how she can be kind of a smart ass but caring at the same time, if that makes any sense. And she's hard headed as hell.
Can confirm. Can confirm.
All right, your house just went up to $55 million. That if Scary Crow's still in here, he'll tell you about that. That's how I used to sell my houses, based on how annoying you were at the the sell of the house. Can I
That would
get this? Can I
dictate the
get this?
price.
Yep. Now it just went up to 17 million. Okay. What about
But I
you,
think that's
Steph?
what's so unique about both of our characters is that they're so different in so many ways, and they feed off of each other so well. It just
Mhm.
works.
I would say Stephanie likes that Desmond is so affectionate to her. Because we all know how Stephanie is. Like,
Mhm.
she needs that shit.
Mhm.
She's needed it for a long time, just couldn't find the right guy.
Right. She thought she had the right guy.
He's
Man,
very
was she wrong.
family oriented. And it just adds to both of their stories, I think.
I think Des would say that he likes how thoughtful Steph is. She's always thinking about everybody else before herself, especially with the Sinister family. She's always making dinner for everybody. She's always making sure everybody's well taken care of. And she surprises Des a lot with just thoughtful little surprises that catch him off guard a lot of times. So I think that would have to be his favorite quality about her. That and the fact that she can go from sweet and caring to psychotic, cut your head off in 10 seconds if need be.
Yeah.
What, okay, here we go. What annoys you the most about your partner?
Oh, I can go on that one.
Me and him just made the same face. Our eyebrows went up like, what?
The dad jokes.
I'll say it. I'm not scared.
The
And
dad jokes?
the stupid, everybody's doing it now.
Oh, no, Des doesn't do that. Des hates the year.
Oh, he hasn't yet. I feel like he's going to.
He did it once, but he doesn't. It aggravates him. Des is like, I'm almost 40. I don't understand these young kids.
He just makes dad jokes now.
So I'm probably gonna get shot for this when we fly back in, but well, she probably knows. I bet she knows the answer to what I'm gonna say. What probably aggravates Sly the most about Daisy would be that she's so helpful to other people. Like, it's a great thing. It's fantastic for the server, right? But at times for Sly, it's very aggravating.
It's a borderline almost maybe selfish isn't the word, but it's you don't like how much
Selfless.
so she is selfless, but he's
Yes.
yeah, but Sly kind of resents it to a degree, I guess, because it takes away. He feels like it takes away from them.
Yeah.
So what Daisy doesn't like about Sly is how he's selfish and doesn't let her help people.
That is so not true. I don't usually say a
No,
single word.
no. Like, honestly, you want Daisy's answer? Nothing.
Oh, now I feel like a
Oh, come
dick.
on.
That was Daisy's answer.
Come
Now I feel like a
on.
dick.
Nothing. Even after his answer, it's still nothing. Daisy loves her Sly. That's it.
Well, and Sly loves Daisy, but still, yet, like that's the
There's
one
nothing
thing
that
that
annoys her about him or
that's a
her
lie.
about him. No,
That's
it's not a lie.
You a damn lie.
There's always something like
I
does he
swear to
chew
you, there's
loud? He chews loud, right?
I
Does
will
he
be
like
fart in
honest.
his
Like
sleep?
ask me if Rick annoys Gina. The answer is yeah, there's some
I
things.
definitely do.
But Daisy and Sly, no. No,
No, and that's what I
he is
said
her
the way,
everything.
and that's the way I said it the way I did because like she has such a big heart. Daisy has a big heart. She wants to help people and make sure that they're good and they're okay or whatever. And Sly ultimately is fine with it for 90% of the day. But after it's been a lot of helping people for 3.5 hours or so, then it's like, okay, can we be done with this now? You know?
Want your wife back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she knows that because
totally.
I'll be like, can we go? Like, can we get out of here? Or
Get
like
out of the damn car, woman.
they'll figure it out, you know? And sometimes I'll be like, get your ass in the car. Let's go.
Yeah. Because while they're like driving, I'm like between two monitors. You know what I mean? Working on something.
Yeah. She's
Mhm.
always working on
I'm
something.
always working on something.
I
With
will
Smack is
say, I love that you guys RP most of your quote unquote work in the server.
We try
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
hard.
When you're
We
working on the
really do.
server, you make it
Yep.
RP.
We
I
It's
really
really
try
try.
hard.
We do. And it's hard sometimes. You'll catch us like trying to convey a message and like trying to figure out how, you know, to try to keep it in RP. But we really, really do try hard at and thrive at trying to keep from breaking people's immersion because we don't want our immersion broken. So we don't want to break other people's either.
And I've
Well,
said it
even
before. Thank you guys for that. For always trying
Yeah,
to
for
make it
sure.
RP.
yeah, like the one day when I got stuck in the house, I call Sly. The couch fell on me. Don't laugh at me. Can you help me?
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of just messaging you, I'm stuck. Can you admin spawn me out?
Yeah.
Like, let's make it fun. The couch fell on me.
Yeah. Yeah. And those are things like that because like honestly, you know, like contrary to what some people may believe, like we don't sit in the city all day and spectate people. We don't follow people around all day trying to. I don't care. Have fun in RP. Don't break the damn rules, and don't make me come spectate you because I don't want to. I want to be role playing. I don't want to be having to be in admin mode all the time. That's not what I'm there for. I'm not your babysitter. You're grown. You know what the rules are. Just have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Smack a Smurf. What'd Smack Smurf say?
He said,
How last night you head popped everybody.
Oh, I definitely did.
"Oh, you did that. Okay, I was wondering. Everybody's like, did we all just
I
head pop?"
definitely did. Yeah, you did. Everybody but me, some kind of way. I don't know how that happened. But...
Because you
There
didn't
can
have
only
that
be
thing in front of
one.
you.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yep.
Oh, he says, what about when Sly clocks in for police? I think he's asking Daisy. I can't scroll up to see what he's asking.
No, Daisy, you don't understand. Daisy will go, "Are you going to be a cop today? I'm going to do a ride along." Or she'll
She'll
say,
be
"Are
like,
you
are
going to
you
be a
going to
cop
work?
today? Because I got real estate stuff to do. You know."
Yeah, she's like, are you going to work today?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think
I love when he's a cop.
I think that Desmond would say that his the annoying quality is that it's, I don't know. Not maybe not naive. Naive is not the word. Maybe sometimes he feels like she's a little slow on the uptake with plans when we go to do a job. she'll forget details, and she's always asking Des, "What about this? What about?" And it's fine. That's part of her character, and I love that. But that's definitely one of the things that catches Des's attention is detail. He's very detail oriented, especially when they're going on a job. This is what we're doing. We're gonna get in. We're gonna get out, and we're not leaving any trail behind whatsoever. So when
She's
some
like, "Look, a butterfly."
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, so
Squirrel.
yeah. So wait, what are we doing again? Where But other than that, I don't think he would say that there's anything outside of that.
Can I say something on that?
Yeah, of
So,
course.
like, if Stephanie's in one of her, like, "What?" moments, Desmond is always there to, like, back her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Like,
100%.
he'll even be like, "Yeah, what?" Like, you know what I mean? To not to kinda just make it make sense for them, so
And
that
so
she doesn't look
yeah, so she's
and
not
then
standing out that she doesn't know
Yes.
what's going on. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
And
lot of the
that's
times with
that
that, I'm really not listening.
and that
R
I
right.
circles
just
back to,
Yeah.
being
Right.
a teammate and working together and
Mhm.
complimenting each other.
Yep, and he
So
yeah.
does.
Des
Mhm.
Des may know exactly what's going on, but he doesn't want Steph to feel like she's the only one that doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
Correct.
Mm.
So he'll say he doesn't know what's going on either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just for his woman. Yeah. Yeah. Something that we've noticed, just so you know. And I commend that.
I think they complement each other well.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
All
All
right.
right, Sarah, spill it. What don't you like about Desmond?
She said
Come
my
on.
dad jokes.
She said his dad
Oh, your
jokes.
dad jokes. That's
We're
right.
so
Can I
stupid.
I
hear
was
some of
like,
the dad jokes? Because I don't even know what they are.
They're so
I haven't heard any
random.
in a while.
They're so
One night
random.
though, it was like back to back. And I'm like, oh my God, just shut up. It
I
was
could
like nonstop
Yeah,
dad
I couldn't
jokes.
tell you what they were because they're so random, and usually it's just something that pops in my head that I've heard based on a conversation that's going on, and I think that might be part of why it frustrates stuff because it's very out of left field. They'll be having a super serious conversation, and he'll throw a stupid dad joke in there.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's funny.
This
Mm.
last question I'm going to alter a little bit. I know I didn't send them to you, but I just had a thought, so I'm going to alter it. Originally, I said, "What do you think your characters were in a past life?" But I think a better way to word that would be in an entirely separate question all in itself is if you had to choose an actor or actress to play your character in a movie, who would it
Mhm.
be and why?
Play my character in a movie?
Yes. So if you had to pick somebody to play Daisy in a movie,
Uh, Mine would be, and I don't she's deceased, the one from 8 Mile, Brittany Murphy.
yeah, Brittany
Brittany
Murphy.
Murphy. That'd be
Brittany
good.
Murphy would totally play Daisy.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
My
When
East
she
Side.
was in, like, the Clueless movie, like, Ditzy, but, the 8 Mile version of her.
Got it.
Yep.
I think Sly maybe Keanu Reeves.
Mm. Mm. Okay. I could
That's
see that.
interesting. I could see it too.
I could see it. Steph.
I'm thinking, I don't know. It'd have to
So
be somebody kind of ditzy
mm,
and like overly sexual about everything.
And I
that could
have a
be
bounce off to this question, by the way.
Margot Robbie because I swear every time I think about Margot Robbie, I think about her character in Wolf of Wall Street and how sexualized she was.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. That'd be a good one. The girl from Mean Girls.
Arlo, I think I said a long time ago, I think if I had to pick somebody for Arlo, it would probably be Jeff Bridges. I think Jeff
Mhm.
Bridges would be a good one.
Yep.
I thought about Sam Elliott, but he's a little too old for Arlo and not quite, I don't think
Mm-hmm.
the same stature either. So I think Jeff
Is
Bridges
he
would
the
be a
guy from
good
the
one.
ranch?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
For Desmond, now Desmond's kind of a tough one. I guess because Desmond has the most of me in him, it's hard for me to visualize a. I don't know. What do you guys think for Desmond?
Desmond?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That is a tough one.
That's a
That is a
tough one.
tough one.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been, you know who it would have been?
Hmm.
Probably like River Phoenix
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
when he was in his, I'm naming
Yeah.
all these deceased people. I'm sorry. But like
We're talking about ghosts,
I
and now you're
haven't
naming dead
I ha-
people. Stop it.
I haven't watched movies in a long time.
I don't know. That's a hard one. I
Yeah.
don't even know that I could come up with
I
one for
think
that
the
one.
guy from who's the guy from uh damn it. He was the actor who I think I can't believe Jason Statham.
The
Is that who
bald
I'm thinking
guy?
about?
The guy
No,
from
I gotta look it up.
Jason Statham.
Um
This was kind of my bounce off of your question was who do you think would be good to play our characters? And
Okay.
like Mama Sass would be Monique in a heartbeat. Okay, go ahead.
Monique.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's an on
That's
the
a tough
spot.
one
Yeah, that
too.
is tough. Oof.
What does
Especially
the chat think? Channing
uh
Tatum?
Channing Tatum for
Or
Desmond.
does I don't know
Mm.
about that.
Hmm.
Channing Tatum, like that's what was that movie? Down, down,
Magic
down.
Mike.
Yeah, that
Magic
one.
Mike.
Hmm.
Well, who do you guys think are characters?
I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's a
Right?
tough one on the spot.
Uh-huh.
Now you know how we feel. Okay, Mister, I come up with the questions ahead of time.
I came up with the questions ahead of time, but I didn't think about my answers ahead of time like a bonehead.
For me, I think Sly would be like George Clooney. That's
I
me.
could see that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
A little bit older, debonair kind
Oh,
of
maybe
fellow.
you could be Brad Pitt. We could have Ocean's 15 right here. Which one of us are going to be Julia Roberts?
I could see Julia Roberts playing Daisy with pink hair. I could see it.
And who's
So-
Steph going to be? We should do an Ocean's 14. No,
Steph.
Stephanie.
If we're talking looks, I would say somebody like maybe like Kate Beckinsale, and we talked about her earlier. I think that would be a good one as far as looks go. Personality, that's a tougher breakdown.
See, and that would be more like the Clueless,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like Desmond could be Nicolas Cage.
That's funny. I think I get a lot of shit for it, but I think that Nicolas Cage is underrated. I think that he had some really
I
bad
love
movies,
Nicolas Cage.
and they caught him
Yeah,
a
he
bad
did.
rap. But he's very
That's a lot
underrated.
of good ones.
Like Face Off,
Face Off was fantastic. The Rock was good.
Leaving Las Vegas. Is
Leaving
that the
Las
other one?
Vegas is super sad, but it was a good movie.
Those are good movies. And then I don't know,
Raising Arizona, that was
Gone in
another good
90,
one.
60, Gone
I
in
like
90
Raising Arizona.
seconds.
Gone in 60 seconds.
Gone
Yeah.
in, yeah.
I liked
then
the
he-
treasure ones. What was those?
National Treasure.
Yeah, I
National
liked
Treasure.
those.
And wasn't he like on fire? What was the fire
He was
one?
Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Ghost Rider. Is that where he got shit? Ghost Rider?
Yeah, that was one of them because it was such a cheesy movie. Yeah, he caught a lot of shit for that one. Con Air was on the other day, and I forgot that was a pretty decent movie.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
That old slow Southern drawl that he had in that movie. I thought he did a really good job with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Southern Drop.
Vin Diesel.
Funny and cares
Vin
about nothing
Diesel.
but family.
I like Vin Diesel.
Or maybe like a Paul Walker.
I don't keep Head and Shoulders in my glove box.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Or Sly, you could be Sly could be what the heck's his name? You know that guy.
That
That guy.
guy
The
from
guy who
the
does
thing.
yeah,
The
hello, hello,
guy
hello.
in the thing,
That guy.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, hell no.
I could
All
see
right,
it
all
though.
right, all right.
All right, all right, all
All right,
All
right.
right, all right, all
You
right.
guys got any weed? Be a lot cooler if you did.
Oh, I'm
Be a
not gonna
lot
see
cooler.
Sly any other way though.
Oh my God.
And I say that because Daisy always says things in threes like I do, which is yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And now he says yeah,
I
yeah,
say
yeah.
yeah
So
all the
it'd be
time.
funny
All
if
the
he
fucking time.
said
He does
yeah,
yo
All
yo
right,
yo
all right,
too.
all right.
all
Yo
right,
yo
all right,
yo.
all
Yeah, I do
right.
yo yo yo. Yeah, on squawk. That's kind of a
Yo,
double.
yo,
That's kind
yo.
of a double purpose kind of thing. The reason why I do that is just kind of like let people know, hey, if something's wrong, I'm around. But also, it's like, hey, y'all, you know.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Mhm.
What's up?
Yeah.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo yo yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
All right, I think we're rolling up, guys. And we're rolling up on 2 hours. It's been a fun conversation, so I think we can move
Oh,
on
wow.
to open up the floor to some questions from the audience. So, if you're watching live and you are not a member of the Discord, jump in the Discord and you can join the stage, and your question can be heard live on the air. Guys, if you are already in the stage room, if you want to put your hands up, if you have any questions that you want to say on air, put your hands up and we'll bring you on up and you can ask your question, and then we'll throw you back to the wolves.
Literally.
Literally.
Smack
Literally.
Smurf says Sly's best saying,
Literally.
fuck around and find out. Yeah. Sly definitely says that a lot. Fuck around and find out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Fuck around and find
Five
out
from
and make it make sense. Those are his two top
make it make
quotes.
sense. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Because if you don't make it make sense, you're gonna fuck around and find out.
And if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
It don't make sense. That's right.
And anybody can join this audience, right? Correct?
Mhm.
With the role.
Yeah, they just have to have the LTR role, and the only reason I do that is because I don't want, not everybody might be interested, and I don't want to force anything on anybody that they don't want. So, jump in, grab your
No.
roles, and hop on in. And it looks like we got a hand raised, so we're gonna bring Alvin Olinsky to the stage to ask his
What's
question.
up?
You want me to do it or you got it?
Got it.
Pull him up.
Hello.
There he
What's
is.
up, Smurfy?
Hello.
All right. So the question I have is like, you guys probably talked about it a little bit, but like, did you guys plan on Daisy and Sly getting like together 100%, or was it more so you guys just hung out in the city all the time and you just guys kind of like brought the characters together?
So prior to Sly going to another land in which we don't speak of, I didn't even know that Daisy existed. We
Same.
met there, started hanging out just a little bit, just like, and this goes back. Honestly, I feel like this goes back to Daisy's helpfulness and being willing to help people. She knew I was new there, even though she knew that I knew some people. She knew that I was new, and she would, fishing and teaching me things of the city somewhat. We just hung out. We were both in the server a lot late at night because, like we talked about earlier, we're both night owls. And one thing that I do not do is plan RP. If it's not natural and plutonic, I don't want anything to do with it. So Daisy and Sly's relationship is 110% plutonic. No part of it was planned. Um, even even to having Violet, their first child, not planned at
You
all.
had
I
no
had
clue.
no fucking idea that Sly was fixing to be a daddy.
Wait,
And
and
so
neither did Daisy. Literally, it
yeah,
was like 5 seconds. It was like, oh, she's tired a lot. Okay, she's pregnant. You know.
yeah. And
Arlo called it.
Arlo did call it. We're all at Sharky's shop taking notes. We're like, and I'm writing these things down as they're asking questions. I'm going, fuck.
She's pregnant.
Daisy
She's
played it
pregnant.
off for so long. I'm not pregnant. I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She really did. But no, to answer your question, like 110%, their relationship is 100% platonic. It went from hi, I'm Daisy to what was it? I think the first time that because Daisy was the first one to say I love you, and it was a quirky kind of way that she did it. We are actually at Uwu Cafe, and I think I asked about what radio channel we were going to go on or something, and she was like 143 or something, and I was like 143. She's like, yeah, the I love you channel.
That's great because I'm
Mhm.
of the age where I had a pager and I remember where
Mhm.
143.
Beepers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Right.
my
that's what that's.
God.
And
Yep.
of course there was other people standing there too, and they had the same reaction I had. I was like, "What? What'd you just say?"
Mhm.
And she was like, "Nothing, nothing, nothing. I didn't say nothing, nothing."
And to answer the
So
question even more, like I didn't even know his real name.
no,
Like I had no idea
no,
what his name was. I literally met him in the
nope.
city,
Yep.
never talked to him out of the city. They RP'd together and started dating. And we did touch on it, how they ended up actually together because Daisy was kind of in two other relationships when she met Sly.
Yep.
So it like but she didn't cheat. She didn't cheat. She did not
No.
cheat. No. She never cheated with Arlo either.
Mm-mm.
She did not cheat. So she held his hand, but she didn't cheat. No, it was strictly just happened
Yeah,
in
100%.
RP.
But I will say this, like because of the RP, and then things that we're doing now in this current server, like Gina is one probably. I'm sorry, goddamn. Daisy is
Okay.
probably one of my best friends that I have because we do work on things in the server so much, and we do communicate about those things. Uh, and she's probably one of my dearest friends at this point. All in all honesty, and for that I'm thankful
Mhm.
because I think when you come together as a family and do the things that we're doing in role play, everybody, you build friendships, and some of those friendships can be lifetime friendships.
Mhm.
Heck yeah.
Agree with that
So
one.
I have one other one. How did you guys know how to trust each other with it? Like just with the role play side of being together and everything.
I think it comes down to like Sarah mentioned earlier, was like just having clear boundaries and not
Hmm.
crossing bounds. Like, and I think it comes down to the individual person. Like you have to have personal boundaries, and you have to respect those personal boundaries as well as boundaries that the other person may have set as well.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't think we ever had a discussion about it. I just know that he's married, happily married, and I know boundaries. Does that make sense? Like, I
Oh
have my
yeah,
own bound.
100%.
Like, why would I would never encroach on anybody? Nor is that I'm not like me. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
not interested in anybody. So that was
But
never an
Daisy,
issue.
but Daisy was.
Daisy for sure. Daisy, yeah, Daisy loves her husband. Yeah, yeah. And I like Rick. Like he's like one of my best friends. You know, and that's it.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, for me,
Go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
Nope. Go ahead. Ladies first.
For me, like when Desmond and Stephanie first started dating, it was kind of like watching a movie. Like, I know we talked about it a lot. Like, I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow with them because we had so much
Mhm.
fun with it, and we still do. But it was like watching a movie of your characters' lives.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I took myself out of it. Like I took Sarah out of
Yep.
the equation, and it was just Stephanie.
Yep. And we do the same thing. We're like, oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
aren't they so freaking cute? Like
Mm-hmm.
they, not us. Aren't they so
Mm-hmm.
cute?
And
Like,
the
Yeah.
pictures tell everything with the Insta, with how they get posted everywhere with Desmond and Steph. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
you guys taking pictures everywhere on that end. That's what that shows on there.
Yeah,
I
we
think it
take a
was
lot of pictures because I think it kind of journals their story. Because if we forget something that happened, or let's say we want to go back and reminisce on
Mhm.
something that happened, we've got all those photos. And Sarah on her Discord has created multiple photo albums where we've stored these photos. Um, some, some for everybody else, some for just, memory's sake. But it's been cool to kind of chronicle their story in that way too.
And we
And
have a
with
Google Drive album.
and with them, I know like Stephanie, I was kind of at a roadblock RP wise with her, and you were too with Desmond. So they
Hmm.
kind of like brought each other out of that funk,
They
and
boosted their
we
stories.
almost just weren't even gonna RP anymore because we were just kind of in a rut
I
until they met
was,
each other.
yep, I was at the very end of my rope with RP, and I think I was almost out the door, and then their story happened, and that brought me back. Yugi Retro, I see you guys just came into the live chat. If you have any questions for our guests or even for Sarah or myself, jump into the Discord and jump in the LTR live channel, and we can actually bring you up to ask your question live on the show if you would like to. Otherwise, feel free to ask in the chat, but kind of opening it up
There's
to
another Discord. I
opening it
think
up to
most of you guys
questions.
are in there already.
I think the first, so like it was like, I don't know, it was several, I don't know, probably at least 2 weeks before I even knew who Daisy was in Discord. I had no idea, like just had no clue, and it was quite some time. It was like 2 or 3 weeks uh before like the first DM was ever sent, and it was like, that was great fucking role play. That was literally the comment was, that was great fucking role play. And the next comment I think was, it's so nice to RP with someone and it just be natural and
Hmm.
it's not work. I think that was the gist of that entire conversation,
Mhm.
Just
if
comes
I remember
natural.
correctly. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, we wait on some other questions. Smack a Smurf, you got anything else before we send you back to your seat?
No, I'm good.
All
Hey,
right.
I'm
thanks for
excited for
watching us.
Alinsky's story
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, guys, we
What's
appreciate
that?
it. And, come on up and ask your questions.
Mhm.
I said I was excited for Alinsky's story to grow too.
Mm-hmm.
It's growing even more and more and more. And I will say one thing is, I want to say thank you to the both of you for the work that you do guys do in this server, plain as day. Because if it wasn't for me, Sly, you accepted me to come back after I did leave there for a little bit. I was actually at the end of my role playing straw too. Like, I mean, Arlo didn't see Alinsky for 3-4 months probably, and then seeing him come back into here, and being able to RP with you guys, that, and being back with you guys and everything, just been phenomenal.
And
So
we
thank you for
appreciate
that.
that.
I will
We appreciate
say
that.
that Arlo is very excited for Alinsky. Arlo and Alinsky go pretty far back, and I think that Alinsky was overlooked for a long time, or Arlo, I should say, Arlo thinks that Alinsky was overlooked for a long time. And I think that there's huge potential there for him, and Arlo is very happy for him, and it's been good to bring those two back together also.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I appreciate those comments too, because like it's as with anything that you do, um I'm telling you, y'all, look, none of what we do in the server would be possible uh without Daisy. She's been instrumental in helping change my mindset on some things, Steve's mindset on some things. And honestly, it's literally like we're a family. Not only with the people that we role play with, because like I said in Discord, and y'all may have seen it. In a community, you don't know everybody that lives in your community, but you know everybody in your family, and that's kind of the atmosphere that I'm trying to cultivate. Because I want to know people, like I want to know who they are, and things of that nature. Because like I'm just that type of person. I genuinely care about people's well being. Um, but without this team that we've got here that works on this server, it would not be anywhere close to what it is as far as having a platform to come in and have a good time. But without the family atmosphere and the family that's come in here and has embraced it and understood the quirks of this and the quirks of that and work around and things and just making it work for role play, man, it wouldn't be nothing. Without you guys, it just wouldn't be the same. So as you know, as you're thinking us, man, we thank y'all for giving it a chance. I mean, it's a pretty big deal to be rooted somewhere and role playing somewhere and make that decision to go somewhere new. That's a huge decision, and I don't take it lightly, and I certainly don't expect other people to take it lightly too. So it's as much as it's a labor of love for us because we love it. We love having an atmosphere that's conducive to RP where people can have a good time. We love the fact that you've taken a chance on us and our server to come in and grow your stories, and that's for us is as rewarding as it gets. Um, as far as being in the part of running a server, it's pretty phenomenal to see everybody coming in and having a good time and role playing.
Get what he said. You actually brought tears to my eyes.
So that's Sly. You and I were talking the other day about community and family and the players in the community, and I think that was a good point that was brought up. Without family and without the players, there is no community. So if you overlook the community and their wants and their opinions, then I mean that'll quickly shred you apart. And without the players, you have
Absolutely.
no community.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
Me personally, like I love every one of you and want to help grow your stories however I can, if it's possible.
I think that, and I feel like everyone should want that, because when you want other people's stories to grow, then so does yours. Because
Mm-hmm.
without those other people, you have no story. Just like without the players, you have no community. So you should want for everyone's RP to thrive and grow, and not be I don't know what the word is. I don't want to be harsh, but you shouldn't be judgmental of other people's role play. If they're role
Right.
playing the way they want to and they're not breaking any rules,
Rules.
then what's the big
Mhm.
freaking deal?
There's
No
no
deal.
power
Right.
gaming. There's no meta gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like
you really give people freedom. Just
we do.
you want to do that? Let's see if we can get that done for you.
Yeah, see if we can help some kind of way.
Like Dane with his limo business. That was just an idea he
That's
had.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
Logan
then
with his photo business.
Steve
it became a
literally made
thing.
it happen.
Yeah.
And now Logan with his photo business. There's not a script out there for that, guys.
Yeah.
we Gina tore open the book and said, "All right, this is
I'm gonna
what
do
we can
this. I'm
do.
gonna do
This is
this.
what I'm gonna do,
Yeah.
and this is how it's gonna work. And it's gonna freaking work and be fantastic. I'm really excited for that to unfold. Um, and there's gonna be situations where it's like, no, we can't do that, or and sometimes it's not a we can't do that, but it's just not something that we want to go on, or it's not something that we want to happen.
Right.
But and there's gonna be those situations, and a lot of times it's not. Well, it's never anything personal. 100% it's not personal. But when you sit in this seat per se, you have to look at the overall picture of like, how is this going to affect this, or what is this going to spark? Is this something that if we do this for one person, is it something that's sustainable to do for everybody? Because you almost have to be willing to go that extra in if it's any one little particular thing, like someone wanted a particular, I don't know, anything. Well, you have to look at it and think, can we do that for everybody? Is that sustainable for us to be able to do that for everybody? And because what we don't want to do is cultivate a culture of favoritism. And that's what we really try to be, equal as we possibly can be with everybody, to help everyone grow their story. And that comes back to like my core principle value in role play for myself is, you know, try to go give somebody some RP. Like, go give RP. If you go out and you're in a city and you're bored, you have nothing to do, it's because you're not looking for RP. You're not going to give someone RP. Because I promise you, if you go give someone role play, they're going to give it back to you. Then you're going to have role play and you're not going to be bored anymore.
100%.
Do you guys know how to put your hands up in the audience there?
Yeah, if you guys got questions, put your hands up. We'll pull you on up and you can ask your question.
I think you just click it, right?
You know, I'm
And
pretty
no,
sure.
guys,
Go ahead.
this is not a
No.
filter. I am this pretty in real life. I'm just saying.
Oh, don't flatter yourself. See, I'm just glad that the majority of people are
I
going to hear this on the back end when there's no video.
And I was just saving you all. That's why I didn't even turn on my camera, because I'm like, you know what?
She's too
I don't want
beautiful.
them to see what they can't have. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Lizzie Bear makes a good point.
What'd she say?
She said, I mean, it's a big city too. So if no one you know is on, it's hard to find people to
We got a
RP with.
hand raised.
Shit, girl,
Yeah,
go out and
locals
ride
to
the
RP
streets.
with.
Yeah, go out and ride the streets. Pull up in a business and see is it open. Find somebody to talk to.
I don't know how to pull them up here.
We've designed the city so you can RP with locals.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yep. Uh-oh. Guess who's got a question?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We're gonna bring him up. Steve's got a question.
Damn it.
How you doing?
Oh,
I'm
come on,
pushing
Steve.
him. He won't move.
I got him.
Okay.
It just takes a second. There it goes.
Hello?
Uh-oh. The old man.
Anybody there?
Yeah, we're here.
Anybody there?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
What's
I
your
got a
question?
question. When my son and his wife get a divorce, I still don't like her.
You're not my dad, you crazy bastard.
No.
Do I get to keep half of the shop?
I don't even know how the hell you got keys to it. You must have robbed them out of my pocket. You crazy fraud.
I know how I got keys.
No, I just wanted to comment on what Rick said. I agree with 100% what Rick said about the server, their community, and everything. And he's absolutely right. My point on that matter is we listen to you guys as our community and as family and your suggestions and what we can do. Believe it or not, we go through the same thing through the three of us. There isn't a script that's put in the server that we don't sit there and have a conversation on and get our personal opinions between the three of us before it goes in. It's crazy like that. So we listen to each other's suggestions as owners and developers of the city before we even decide to put it in for RP purposes only.
Before it's even a thought, right?
Right. So it's like not only does your opinions matter, but the opinions matter between the staff too. And just on that side note, you got to just remember everybody in this community and family are all equal. There's nobody greater. There is no owners, no administrators, none of that. We're all equal.
We're all our peers.
RPers, baby. That's what we do.
Our
Building
peer.
a story.
We're all equal in the eyes of the law. Where's that from?
I don't know about that. I
Oh,
get away
oh,
with a
man.
lot of shit.
Nobody wants to change your diapers in Bolingbrook. That's why.
Retro,
I
hop in
don't
the
think they
Discord, brother.
want-
We'll bring you up.
I don't think they want to clean the back seat.
No.
Gross.
Yeah, Retro, bring your butt in here. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, come on.
But
Let's
yeah.
talk about it.
Everybody
I know you're in here.
feel free.
But yeah, that's all I want to do is just touch base on what Rick was saying and what Gina was saying, and to me, you guys have been the best people in the city. For Sly and Gina, I appreciate you and I thank you. I love you both to death. You guys have done
too.
amazing with everything you have done.
Hey, like I said, it's a team, and the team is only as good as the weakest link. And at this point, we got our shit welded up pretty good, I think.
You
Yeah.
had to say weakest link, didn't you? You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
That popped in my head too.
He's just lucky I can't kick Des from here because he would be right now.
I mean,
Are
the
you watching, old man?
dedication
I'll
from
kick
you
you out.
two, by the way, the dedication from you two coming in every like conniption, you've still not missed a day.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
You have not missed a calendar day of being in this city since it opened.
Mm-mm. Was that for how many months
I
now?
think
4.5 months.
I've missed just a few. Like we're addicted.
Yeah, but not many.
I think it was
Not
only one or
many.
two at
No.
most.
Yeah, Sarah's not missed much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sarah, not many. Mm-mm.
Yeah, we're addicted.
Conniption, not one. I can't even say that. Like, that's
I
crazy.
can make it in once in a great while. I ain't gonna say that. I'm reverse of what Desmond is.
Of
or
what he is.
But you know what
We
makes
want
that
Steven.
what makes that awesome though is everybody is super excited to see
When you do
Steve when
come
he
in.
comes around. Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
Steve!"
Yeah.
Well, if the
Everybody but
nurses
Daisy.
weren't, if the nurses weren't so good with their sponge bath, I'd leave the nursing home more.
So Retro says he's too tired to talk. Unfortunately, it's been a long day.
Oh,
I totally get that.
That's fine. Yeah, you got
We'll
any
be here
questions?
again next week.
Yep. And if you got any questions and you don't feel like going live on the air, that's fine. Feel free to post it in chat. We'll
He did.
absolutely read it. Let's
But
roll
you
back.
guys can kick me out of here pretty directly. I just want to say thanks for everybody in the community, all of our friends, family, people who are in here every day. I wanted to say thanks. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys. And you guys don't complain. I love it.
We just complain behind your back. That's all.
That's all right. That's why we got Sly and Gina then.
No, we
So,
appreciate you,
all
Steven.
right. But okay, you can kick me now. Bye.
All right, get out, old man.
Thank you.
Retro says, I found that dating the same person in IRL and in the city is very weird to balance. I could see that. And actually, I brought that point up when we were discussing relationship RP,
Mhm.
what the difference was between RPing a relationship with your IRL partner and RPing a relationship with someone you've never even met in person. So he says, my question is how to balance that. Trying to separate our characters from us. The RP relationship seems forced and is now awkward. Oof.
That's a tough one because I've never been in that situation.
I've not been in that situation either. I think if it feels forced, then maybe things are moving too fast. Your story's progressing too fast. If it feels forced, to slow things down a little bit and, go back to just dating and not spending every waking moment in the city together, then that makes your moments together more special. Once a
Mhm.
night or once every other day, go out on take them out on a date. Just slow things down and let there be a natural
Can I
progression.
ask a question about them too? Like, did your backstory have you two dating? Like, do you have to be dating in the city, or can you just be two players in the same city?
I I think that we talked about that in the discussion a little bit,
Yeah, we
and
did.
he was concerned about RPing a relationship with someone other than his IRL girlfriend, and so they opted to do this in order to keep things comfortable for them. And I totally understand that. But and
Now
that's
they're
why
kind of having a roadblock
that's
trying to get them
why
to dating.
I think that maybe things might be moving a little bit too fast because you date IRL. It just feels natural for your characters to be dating. But that kind of goes back to not playing yourself. You always have to remove yourself entirely from your character. Character traits are fine, but you don't want to lose yourself in your character.
But what I'm like, why can't both their characters just be single? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
Like, do
That's
they
an
have to be
option
in
too.
relationships? Like, I I went years without being in a relationship.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
it's not a
with
requirement.
Retro's girl, his real girlfriend, he's worried, the guys were kind of swarming her and
Daisy will kick their ass.
Well, so I think that comes back to Sarah what you said earlier, and that is having clear boundaries, discussing them with your partner,
Rockstar.
and listening to each other's boundaries and respecting those boundaries in RP. And at the end of the day, realizing that when you F8 quit, you're not playing a game anymore. Now it's real life, and you can carry on with your normal life. But once you double click that button and you're in the city, you're not in the city as your real life person.
Mhm.
You're there as a character that you're portraying and that you're playing. Um, are you going to naturally maybe be grown to each other in RP because you're familiar and it's easy, especially when you're in a big city by yourself and you don't really know anybody? For sure, it's easier, right? But some of it is going to come down to stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit, branching out, and then really sitting and thinking about where do you want to go with this character? What do you want to do with this character? Having kind of a clear general idea, if there is such a thing, as to maybe where you want your character to go. Like, are you going to be a criminal? Number one, like, are you going to go to jail? Or are you going to just live life and see what happens? Kind of having some kind of mindset and direction for that character based off the backstory that you've created and character traits. Um, does that mean that you wouldn't wind up being in a relationship later on in RP? No, it doesn't mean that necessarily. But until you know who your character is and until you know how to react to things in RP with your character, I would find it very difficult to be able to RP in any kind of relationship, whether you knew them IRL or was in a relationship with them IRL or not. Getting that good foundation set for your character, I think, could be paramount in that, and trying to figure out how do we do this if we want to be in a relationship in the server. How do we do this and still have that clear line set or whatever? And yeah, unfortunately, in the 5M world, there's typically way more males in the server than it is females. So it's kind of like dropping chum in the water of a shark tank. When a new lady flies into the city, a lot of the guys naturally
Yeah.
flock to them and they
I
want
will
their
say,
number and
as a
stuff like that.
female player, I've had a lot of bad experiences
Yeah, I could
with
absolutely
people
understand
trying
that.
to force the relationship stuff, and you just
Right.
gotta either report them or
Yeah.
just get away because that's not
Well,
okay.
and
And I
that's
can
why we
say as a
have.
female player, I have not, because I tell them, "Get the fuck away from me."
Well, and that's why, even in our Discord for the ladies, they have a ladies role where they can go in and they can talk about things and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
utilize
And
that.
yeah, and even though like the owners and like I can see that it's muted. I don't ever look at that unless somebody tags me to read something there. I don't go there. It's just not what it's for. It's not for my viewing pleasure or anything of that nature.
Is that why you
But
ignore my
the
Discord?
biggest, yeah, it probably is. But I promise you 110% without a shadow of a doubt, one thing that we will do is protect the people in our family, male and female. There's been situations where males have been preyed upon as well. Um, and regardless of if it's a male or a female, if someone is acting inappropriately and they have been told it's inappropriate, get the hell out of my DMs or whatever the case may be, I promise you it will be dealt with swiftly. Uh, I know how to right click and select and ban the shit out of somebody if that's what it takes. Because I do not want to have an environment that is not conducive to RP where everyone can be comfortable and have a good time.
And I
Yeah,
I
it
But
should never be
I
uncomfortable.
I hate that that happens. I really do because there's a drastic imbalance between males and females that RP, um, and that's I can't help but feel like that's a lot of the reason why is that when a female comes into the city, they're bombarded by guys that are like, "Hey, baby," like I hate that it's that way. I really do.
Yeah.
I think we lost Rick. We lost your picture, Rick.
I
Where'd you
think he
go?
turned off his. I
Oh,
think he just turned it off. I think he probably got a phone call or something.
I got you. Okay. Um, let's see.
the aliens took him.
Um, Backstories don't have a stating. Dean says, in my opinion, you don't want to kill your RP due to a relationship, nor do you want to kill or do you want to
Your
ruin your
relationship.
IRL relationship due to RP? Oh, 100%. I mean, that would just be
Yeah,
silly. Let's be real. I mean, to
not
ruin
worth it.
something you have in real life for something that's uh, at its very basic level is a video game, it is, in my opinion, idiotic. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, any RP relationship I've been with the person, I always DM them. If you get weird with me, I'll just block you and we'll be done. Like there'll be no like ifs, ands, or buts. It'll just be done.
Been there, done that. More than once.
Jim K
That's how
says
I handle
communication
things.
is key. Let's see. Lizzie Bear says, I think Retro's doing the separation better than me. I have attachment issues, and it's hard. I for sure have attachment issues, and it's hard for me to hear him and see someone that isn't him, but know it is. And that
I can
that
get that.
I could see how that's hard, and
Yeah.
I think that's where it's hard to role play with someone that you are in an IRL relationship with,
I
because
feel like if they got together with Milo and Lexi, they could really give them some good pointers because they're a real life couple too.
that is true. That would be
Mm.
that would be a good couple to reach out to.
Or Gemma and Cruz. They're also a real life couple.
Yep. Um, I could see that being difficult. I really could, because naturally when we hear a person's voice, we associate the person with that voice, which I think is important, that it's that you change your voice a little bit to a degree when you're in there, because I
Yeah.
think that lessens the impact that hearing that voice has on you.
I know that this is Retro's first city. Is this, I'm assuming that this is Lizzie's first city also. So I think over time it'll become more like you get used to him being Dexter, you know what I mean? And not being your boyfriend. I think with time
Mm-hmm.
you would definitely become more. Right now you're kind of like, oh, this is weird. Oh, this is weird, but it'll get normal eventually.
And we talked in the beginning. You might be coming in after the fact, but we talked in the beginning a little bit about separation and not talking about your role play outside of the city. Don't talk about your character's feelings outside of the city. Don't talk about any plans outside of the city. And I think that offers a good separation between IRL or OOC and in character. If you completely separate the two in that manner, when you're out of city, don't even talk about it. Don't even talk about it. I mean, unless you want to reminisce about a scene that happened, but don't talk about your plans. Don't share your character's feelings and emotions outside of the city, because then you become those feelings and emotions.
Mm.
Well, yeah, and ultimately, just remember, y'all are in the same house.
Yeah.
Y'all are in the same house. You can walk over and slap him upside his head or
Well,
whatever
she's
you need to
not.
do.
She's not in the same house as him.
She's not in the same house?
No.
Well, you
Mm-mm.
got his phone number. Either way, you
They're
can call him
dating,
and
yeah.
give him shit. But at the end
Here's
of
the
the day,
question:
like,
do you have his parents' phone number? Because then you could really get him in hot shit.
I don't know. I'm not
true.
saying he lives at home, just saying they don't live together.
Right. But either way, you know
Shit.
way more about these people than I do for some reason. But anyway,
You know how I am.
you nosy. You
I'm not
nosy.
nosy. I'm not nosy at all.
But no,
Anybody want to raise their hands?
just
Got all these
reality. Just separate the
audience
reality from the
people.
game. You'll be fine.
Yep. Big Rig says, I want to say I give all y'all props for your RP. I can't do relationship RP just on a personal level with myself. I can't do it. And it's not for everybody. We talked about that, and it doesn't
No.
have to be for everybody. You don't have to put your character in that. And I think that that's what made particularly these two relationships good, is that they happened naturally. They weren't planned, and there was no pressure whatsoever behind it. The stories just sort of intertwined, and it happened naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Do voice acting and stage acting so naturally. I should be good at this, but I feel like I think maybe you're trying too hard, Lizzie, just to be honest. Just let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
just let it happen. When you fly in, treat every day like a new day, and just let it happen. Don't think about what you're doing per se. Uh, just have a good time. It's not as much as this may seem like we talked about a little while ago. As much of it could seem uh, like a movie. It's for most of us, it's just role play. It's all from the hip, it's from the cuff. It's not planned. And reactions that you get from people are natural reactions. Uh, so just don't worry so much about what you're doing and how you're doing it. Just develop your own RP style and just go with it.
Yep, it's a lot like, and I'll probably reference this every single episode because I'm such a huge fan. It's like, whose line is it anyway? Everything's made up,
Yeah.
and the points don't matter.
Right, that's true.
It's you're spinning a fictional story about a fictional character, and it is what it is. It's all made up. It's all fictional. Don't take it so
On
seriously, I think would be my advice. Just have fun.
on what you said there, Jim, that's a lie. Brock and Vicky were madly in love. Did you forget?
Yeah, Vicky
Right.
was madly in love.
He was dyeing his hair.
Well,
They
and
went
hey,
on that nice date.
and make no mistake about it, Jim. None of us needed relationships for the RP.
Mm-mm.
That's not even what it was about. None of it was planned. It's just the kind of way the story unfolded. And we were just able to just go with it. So it's just worked out. But and like we talked about a little while ago too, if something was to happen to the other person, our RP would continue. It would be affected naturally because your story has changed. But in the end, it's stayed within the RP, and that's just what it is.
Can I just say I'm going to give them props for this being their very first city. You guys are doing a hell of a job.
Oh, I
Their
agree.
first time
Thank you.
RPing. You guys are doing a
I
hell of a
interacted with
job.
them
Yeah.
a little bit as Anna. They were a lot of fun.
You guys are a lot of fun.
I agree. Murder Kitty, make yourself look big. I had a scene with him the other night. I was Arlo, and it was a mountain rescue. It was like really early in the morning, and they all went down on the mountainside, and we got, I think 3 of the 4 of them we recovered, and we were still looking for the 4th one, and Arlo dropped off Retro's character on the side of the road to go get a one of those, got the off-road little utility vehicles to go up the
Gator.
mountain, the Gator.
Yeah.
And Arlo comes back to pick him up, and here comes Dex running towards Arlo, flailing his arms in the air. Make yourself look big. Make yourself look big.
That's awesome.
Retro says I've needed somewhere to express my improv nature. Yeah, we talked about that, and that's my all-time favorite part about RP is the improv aspect of it. And again, I'm a huge fan of Whose Line Is It Anyway? If you're watching, I would love to be on stage with Colin Mockery and all those guys. I think that they are hilarious, and that's what I enjoy the most about this is being able to just make shit up on the fly and make people laugh.
For the tiny
Absolutely.
bit that I was thrown into planned RP, I learned I'm a terrible actress. Terrible. The
Facts.
worst.
If you know it's what's
Facts.
gonna happen, it just ruins it.
Yeah,
Yes, I am a terrible actor also. If it's not improv, I suck at it. I get nervous about it. It's not
Yep.
like, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel natural. So I would much rather improv a scene than plan a scene out any day.
It was like
With
when Daisy was
shrooms.
gonna have the baby. I was like, I ain't doing all that screaming and shit. Like that's just not gonna happen. Like, oh, by the way, Daisy had a baby last night. There you go. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
The
not.
last
Oh,
one was
God.
born. I was out of town. It was great.
Yep.
When Stephanie had her babies, shit was so funny with what was it, Lexi and who was the
See you, Jim, buddy.
doctor?
Be safe.
Oh, it was JJ.
It was
JJ,
such a mess.
JJ, yeah, oh my
None
god.
of that was planned. None of it.
He's like,
At
I'm not
all.
really a doctor.
Awesome.
I'm not really a
He
doctor.
just
You're
he
what?
just kept he didn't know how to put the baby down, so he just kept spawning babies.
I was like, wait, you're JJ from JJ's Diner. Why are you a doctor now?
I miss JJ too.
Are you
I
gonna make a
really,
waffle?
oh my god.
Whose
Ugh.
line is it anyway with shrooms? Yeah, so Desmond and Steph host house parties sometimes, and the last one we had a couple of the guys over from the Lost, and I can't remember who all was there now. Dane was there, and everybody
Dane,
ended up drinking and
Casey.
taking shrooms and watching Whose Line Is It Anyway.
Our big past him.
Trying to catch up with Chad. I got behind here.
I'll be right back.
Steve says, I remember when I was robbing a bank and the cop showed up. I just came up with that I was there because I found out my wife was cheating on me and she works here and she got scared and hit the panic alarm. Cop said, does it make it any better if I did not know her name? Nice. Nice. All right, guys. If you got any more questions, now's the time. Man, we're crawling up on 3 hours now. This has been a very long episode, but it's been a lot of fun. If you got any questions, throw them out real quick. Raise your hand if you're in the Discord, or if you're in the chat, feel free to drop them there. While we wait on that, though, I want to kind of open the floor to you two. To give you a chance, if you want to, if this is your chance to plug anything and everything, plug your stream, plug your server. I'll post links, plug your nude photos, whatever you want to plug, your OnlyFans.
I can go
Oh,
first.
wow.
So my OnlyFans page is I don't have one. All right.
She won't
You
even
won't
get on
even get on
camera for a
camera.
I won't
podcast.
even listen. I do have a foot pedal now for my ATS American Truck Simulator, so I might put a camera at my feet, maybe make some money while I play. I don't know.
Oh my
I don't
god,
know.
I bet you would,
No.
especially
No,
if
I
you
wouldn't.
if you put your
I
feet in
wouldn't,
a
no.
hot tub. Oh my
Especially
god,
since I paid $400 for that camera or whatever I spent on it. No.
why did you spend
Oh my
$400 a camera
gosh.
and you won't use it?
I don't think it was because it shows all the imperfections, as he said, and that's why it's not on. So anyway, what I'm saying is, if you want to follow a streamer who doesn't stream, go to GinaLovesGaming on Twitch and just be one of my followers. And maybe I'll stream sometime whenever I
Or
feel
you can
like it.
come to my stream, Sly Dog Gaming, and see Gina in 5 p.m. You see Daisy and Sly.
Yours is Sly Dog 2021, right? All one word.
Yes, Sly Dog 2021 on Twitch.
There we go. Got some links in
And
the
of
chat.
course, if you're looking for a great RP server, you have Generate RP. Come see us.
Discord is discord.gg/generateRP.
Yep.
GENER8.
There's the
go.
link. Yep.
There you go. Come see us. A little short. Allow listed applications. Nothing hard. A lot of applications I've done over last year or two have been very extensive and very hard. Ours is not as simple. We want to know that you have a basic understanding of the rules and have a backstory. And that's basically it. And that's because the freaking backstory is the most important part of the role play.
Mm-hmm.
For me, anyway, it's my opinion. So, y'all come join us. We have a good time. There's lots of things to do, lots of jobs for people to do, and plenty of people to interact with.
A wide variety of people too. I mean, you've got people
Definitely.
from businessmen to sadistic MC presidents who are business up front, party in the back, and then you have people like Murdoch who terrifies the shit out of everybody. So there's a wide
Right.
range of characters there, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Absolutely. Lots of different walks of life, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if nobody else has any questions, I am going to wrap the live session up. We're again rolling up. We're at 2 hours and 52 minutes. So we're going to wrap the live session up. If anybody wants to continue to hang out in the Discord, feel free. The stage will continue going after we end the live stream here. So again, I appreciate you guys. Sly, Daisy, thank you for coming on the show.
Oh,
It's been a good time, and I think that a lot of insightful points were discussed. And our hope for this podcast is that we not only get an audience from current role players and veteran role players, but we get maybe catch some new people on the way in that have questions about things like that and are looking for advice in those matters. So we hope this reaches far and wide, and we're thankful for everybody that's stopped by